Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special edition of Rogues Gallery Live. Ho, 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 it's time to go. It's time for the show. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. Hope everybody's doing great out there. And this is, oh my gosh, I forgot to create my banner. Which episode is this? Is this 80? I think it might be 80.
Is this 80?
Is it? I think it might be.
Wow.
Darn it. I can't believe I don't have my banner ready. That's pretty
Title
bad.
says 80.
Okay, title says 80, so that's a good sign. Anyway, let me type it up really quick. I'm just going to say number 80. Boom. This way it's official for, prosperity's sake. There we go. Rose Gallery, number 80. So anyway, hope everybody's doing great out there. Happy holidays to all of you out there, no matter what you celebrate. And thanks for joining us on kind of our wonky night. And again, I want to personally apologize for last Wednesday. We had a big storm roll through the Midwest. Burned a lot of tornadoes and things. But in Kansas, we had 60, 70, 80 miles an hour winds, up to 100-mile-an-hour winds. We had some damage at our house and in our town. Most people were without electricity for about 4 or 5 days. We were lucky where we are, but our house sustained some damage. So anyway, I do apologize that we had to cancel last week. I apologize to these fine folks in the gallery too. But I think it worked out a little bit for some of us because the other people had some plans. So that worked out great. And I'm just happy that all of you guys can be here in the group tonight. So I will do some introductions. My fellow Santa hat person right here with the ho, 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 Mr. Eric B in the house. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris. Hey, everybody. Looking forward to tonight's show. It's been so long since we looked at pictures together. So
yeah, tonight's definitely going to be a giant picture show because, of course, our last show was our auction show, and then we had to cancel. So it's been a lot. We do have, I think, well over 250 photos to look at with you guys tonight. So we've got a lot to talk about, and I'm looking forward to that for sure. Also, our another Santa hat folk. I love it. I love the yellow and black Santa hat. Of course, Ashley is once again joining us tonight.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How is everybody?
Doing good. I'm glad it's, we're coasting through the week. Hope everybody's feeling good and happy to be, kind of coasting in the holidays. So that's really awesome. So I'm glad that you're here with us. We also have Mr. Jeff Morris rocking some Christmas stuff there. I love your tree in the background. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas.
That is fantastic. Nice. Oh, is that Christmas Vacation?
It looks like South Park. Is that South Park?
No, it's just elves and whatnot.
Well, I love it.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
I didn't have a Santa hat.
That's all right. Well, that's all. Thank you for rocking the PJs. It was actually Santa PJ day at our school today, so you would fit right in. That would have been awesome. Also with us from the Secret Sanctuary, Mr. Jeff Delaney in the house.
Howdy, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. And last but certainly not least, from Wayne Manor North, Mr. Dan Default with us tonight.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Glad to be here, especially after last week's excitement at Chris's house.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wasn't swept away to Oz or anything. So, yeah, all good.
And I tell you, that was just insane. So did you guys get weather that way, like all the way up to you, or did you guys?
No,
nothing.
Certainly nothing like that, at least. No.
Well, I'm glad to hear it because that was it was probably like I've lived here my whole life and we have tornadoes and all of that stuff. But here lately, one of the things that's new within the last year are earthquakes. Mm-hmm. So they've done some fracking around us and it's just about 30 miles south of us. And so we've had up to it was a 4.3, which is really big for us. Like, we've had some like little rumblings over the last year, but we've had like 2 or 3 of those now over the last couple of weeks. Wow. And so that's, enough to hit the house really hard. And then, so we had an earthquake that morning, and then the storm was just for about 4 or 5 hours, at least 60-mile-an-hour winds straight. Like, it never died down. So it was just, it would be 60 mile an hour, and then we'd gust up to 80, and then back to 70, and then back up to 90. Like, it was just for 5 hours straight, it just did that. Wow. I've never seen anything like it, but it was a little scary. My kids were freaked out, that's for sure. So glad it's over with, and hopefully we can get back to normal weather for a little while. But anyway, let's see. Better say hi to some folks real quick, and then we'll get started. So our topic tonight is going to be not only the photos, but we're also going to talk a little bit about prototype versus production. It seems like it's been a little controversial lately with some of the recent releases. And so I did want to talk about that for sure. So anyway, let me say hello to some folks. We have a brand new member right there. Thank you very much, Jay. New Brotherhood member here on YouTube. So thank you very much for supporting the channel like that. That's awesome. Casual Nerd Problems is in the house. We've got Lane Kramer. Lane, I actually had my old banner up, so I apologize for that. So I'm glad that you're here. Chris and Logan, Brotherhood members here. LNMO Popsicle. I'm here. Happy Christmas, guys. I think that's guys. Hello to you. Midnight Dip here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you all. Looking forward to tonight's gallery. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Let's see. KohnHead Collectibles is in the house. We've got Daniel in the house. We've got Ryan. Yeah, tons of picks tonight. Alfonso. Let's see. Dennis Perez. Yes, the Daniel Bell Batman. We're going to be talking about that piece for sure. That was a big surprise today. That's at the very front of our photos. Brotherhood member Mike Stainbrook in the house. We've got Julia Rose. We've got Blaine, Javier. Brotherhood member Ezra probably wants to say hello to Ashley.
No, I don't know that guy.
You don't know that. You're going to claim not to know him tonight.
He's weird.
Superman is here. We've got Warren Dante in the house. Matt T. Hey, Matt. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Cameron T. Let's see. Team Mitchell is here. Looking great. Thank you very much. Rocking the Santa hats tonight. That was inspired by Eric. Eric was the first one to have one on, so we just threw one of ours real quick. Yeah. Carl, another member, is here. Thank you very much. Yeah, glad to be safe, Javier. That was a little crazy. Board Cube 1 of 2 says, "Nice tree, Jeff."
Thank you.
Vade 21 is here. Hello to you. We've got Optimus is in the house. Battling COVID right now. I hope you're able to recover from that. I know it seems like it's been kind of an uptick right now. It sounds like New York is especially getting hit hard in your area, Eric.
Yeah, they just shut the schools down again in New York.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I know that I'm a big watcher of Saturday Night Live, and I know they canceled the audience and they sent all the cast members home, but they still did the show anyway, so that was pretty crazy. Jedi Joker is here. Hello to you. Got J. Rob in the house. Nicholas is here. Hey, Lane Kramer, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to all statue collectors. Thank you very much, Lane. That's awesome. Thank you for supporting us that way. Just hit 100 viewers right now live, so thank you very much. Hit that like button, guys. That really does help us, so thank you. Brotherhood member Brad Ladner is in the house. Hey, Brad. Brother, sticking with Prime 1 Joker. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that piece tonight for sure. Kangaroo Kid is here. Ept Cyclone, what's up to you? El Loco, hello. Feliz Navidad. Nathan is here. We've got Sam. Been subscribed for a while. This is my first show to watch. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Super Miguel, Jerry Bourne. We got Kickback. Little Aussie Collector is here from Down Under. Thank you for being here. Martin is here. I'm glad you could catch us live as well. And then, of course, we got Slim Boss as well. And I'm sure, there's Aaron is here as well. So thank you very much for being here. I need to respond to your message, Aaron, so I'll get back to you as well. And maybe we'll talk about that tonight as well. But anyway, if I didn't say hello to you, I do apologize, but want to go ahead and get on with the show. And so, again, our first kind of topic tonight. Well, first of all, how are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, doing really well.
Real good. On vacation.
On vacation is good. I think
What's
I'm
that
officially...
feel like?
Yeah.
Pretty darn great.
Are you going to get to go anywhere fun for vacation, or are you kind of hanging tight?
We'll stay here until Tuesday of next week, and then we're off to the super secret sanctuary for 5 days.
Love it. Doing a little sun and soak, huh?
Yeah,
That'll be great. That'll be awesome. Well, much needed, I'm sure.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And so how about pre-orders? Anything pre-ordered here in the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what we got here.
When I heard that the edition size of the Sideshow Black Widow was only 600, I went ahead and pre-ordered that because I don't think it's going to last. It's weird to me because that piece was revealed the same day as the new Captain America PF, which has an edition size of 3,500, and Black Widow only 600. So that was a surprise to me. So I thought, what the heck? I'll pre-order that and make sure I get one.
Well, that is awesome. That's a great piece. And that's a piece I kind of, until you like posted that, I think was it yesterday in the group, in our Facebook group chat. I forgot about that piece. Like,
I think it's been forgotten.
Was it on your radar, or did you just happen to see it too and be like, oh, that's a good deal?
When it was revealed, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get that with the cap. But then, yeah, I kind of forgot about it.
That's cool. Well, and it's a fun piece. It's very dynamic.
Yeah, it pairs so well with that cap, and that cap's just awesome.
Yeah, it'll fit real nicely in your collection, I think.
I think so too.
How about the rest of you? Anything pre-ordered or considering?
No, nothing for me.
Nothing for Dan.
My last purchase was Robin, so I'm good for a short time. So
That's right. And I believe you have a very special piece coming to your house within the next, maybe 6 months or so?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm very excited for you to have that piece. So that'll be really fun.
Yes.
Yep. How about Eric or Jeff?
No recent pre-orders. Just got Batman Who Laughs In, which I'm doing the unboxing with you tomorrow, and then just, pre-orders from earlier in the year. Nothing recent.
That's right. Jeff?
The only thing I have is the Heath Ledger Joker.
And
Which
we'll talk
one?
about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a second.
Change.
I'm anxious to see kind of where you guys have settled on that piece, because again, that's been a real controversial piece. And I do want to say right up front again that Eric mentioned it already, that tomorrow night at our normal Rogues Gallery live time, guys, Eric and I are doing a double live unboxing of the Batman Who Laughs premium format. So definitely stay tuned for that. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then also a week from tomorrow, the 29th of December is our second annual Batsy Awards, Best of the Best 2021. That'll be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait. We've got a lot of surprises, and I've upped the production value, so hopefully you guys will be really entertained and have a great time. We've got a lot of special surprises and guests, and of course we are giving away that Poison Ivy exclusive from Tweeterhead and the Sideshow framed art print, and you do have to be in the chat. So if you are one of the 108 people right now in the chat next week, you have a really good chance of taking home one of those two prizes. So definitely be in the chat. You have to be in the chat live to do that. So anyway, I'm really excited about those two shows, and I'm excited about this show. So let's get into it, okay? So as I mentioned, I forgot I was going to mention my pre-order. So I was telling the guys beforehand that I have officially decided I'm getting the Deathstroke Samurai piece. It's going to be my first XM piece, and I'm hoping to get a couple of them. I'm not going to go crazy.
Yeah.
At least I say that.
We'll see.
Who the hell knows? But I'm at least going to start with Deathstroke, and I'm anxious to get him, and so I'm going to be getting that from a fellow collector who offered it at a great price, and I'm hoping to get the OG Batman as well. So if any of you are watching and are selling at a decent price, hit me up. I would love to pick that up from you. So anyway. Okay, so I think that's my only pre-order. I've got a lot of them that I'm considering, and we'll talk about that with the photos. So we shall see. All right, let me get rid of that. Let's go into our topic. So production versus prototype. We've talked about it ad nauseum here on the channel that initial photos are always awful, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, why can't we get like one decent photo at the beginning? But we never ever do. But why is that, do you think?
Do you think you would with the way camera phones are? The phone the way the cameras are on phones these days, like they're so incredible. So I don't know.
It's even worse now because there really aren't any. Or Sideshow's not setting up at too many conventions and showing new production pieces. Usually, we would get that from folks like me and you would do booth tours and stuff at shows, but we're not getting that now.
True. Also, there are some companies I think that do a good job about putting out like their own unboxing video.
Yep.
So we can see what the production looks like. And I think, the reason why we're having this conversation is, and again, we've had it for a long time, but obviously the Prime 1 piece, the Ledger Joker piece is what really stirred this all up. And what, inspired me to want to talk about it tonight. So for those of you that watch the channel, I have that one on pre-order. I know Dan has that one on pre-order, and I know that Jeff has that one on pre-order. I don't think any of the other folks in the group have that, right? It's just us three?
No.
Okay. So when that piece first went up for pre-order, like that thing looked like photorealistic Heath Ledger. It was sculpted by Blitzway in conjunction with Prime 1/3 scale. It was an instant pre-order for me. I know Dan was very excited about it. I know Jeff was very excited about it, to the point where you actually bought a Batman to go with him, right?
As did I.
So
As did I.
As did you. That's right. You bought your Queen Studios.
Yep.
And I have my Queen Studios, hoping that it would match up well, and I still think it will. But time will tell. So anyway, obviously, I was very excited. Also, K.A. Kim did the bust version because people didn't love the smiling portrait, so they did the smile. I mean, they did the smile portrait, so they did the bust to kind of complement it. It's more of a traditional Heath Ledger sculpt. It looks very, very good. Again, hand painted by her. And so I was very, very excited. Then, of course, initial photos started coming out. This is what we got right here. Go ahead, Eric.
No, I was gonna say that's the problem. You just said it right there. K.A. Kim painted the prototype.
Right.
They're not going to match that.
Right. And so, I think we know that we've been in the game long enough. We know that prototype is usually never going to be the same as production. It might be close. And I feel like, especially with comic book pieces, they're very, very good. They're very, very close to prototype. I feel like a lot of times with movie pieces, it's very difficult for companies or factories to replicate that kind of paint to get the actor likeness perfect. Do you guys agree with that in general with actor versus comic book?
In general.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, yeah.
But there are exceptions.
Exception would be the Sideshow Jason Momoa piece, which you have behind you.
I do.
And so that right there, you can kind of see it off in the corner there. That's a great piece. And the likeness is very good. I think it looks just as good as the prototype. And so that is the exception. But again, whenever you get something like this, where it freaks everybody out, obviously this picture was taken with a flash. But you can definitely see that it's not even close, to what was photographed for the prototype.
It does look smoothed out a little bit too. So the way these camera phones are working nowadays is they're taking like HDR photos, they combine the lighting, and they try to give you like this perfect picture. And I think that's what's happening with that photo right there. It's trying to make the person look better. Meanwhile, it's a statue.
So we got that, and then we got this one. I think this was the first one I saw. And again, everybody started freaking out. The shoulders are wrong, the clothes are different, the hair is different, the paint is different. Well, again, we know that some of this is going to be different because it's prototype versus production. Then we got this photo, which I thought that looks pretty good overall. I mean, it's not as good as the prototype, but it still looks pretty good. And then we got this one. And again, I think the biggest complaint, I know, Jeff, you've mentioned in our group a lot that it looks very shiny. The black areas and the red looks too dark or it looks too shiny. But overall, I look at that and I still think it looks good. Is it as good as the prototype? No, It is not. And then we were getting photos like this, where it's like, okay, I know like Dan, you were saying like, well, it looks pretty good. You know, it looks, you know, overall maybe there might be some downgrade, but I know Dan, especially you were kind of one of the only people to keep saying, let's give it a chance. You know, I still want to get it. I still think it'll be okay. And obviously better photos have come out. Now, when we get to the photo section, I've got all of the updated photos, the better looking photos. And as the recording of this, I've kept my pre-order. Mine is now shipped from Prime One. I paid for the faster shipping, which was like, what is 200, 300, whatever it was. I can't remember now. Which I knew would be expensive, but I wanted to get it quick because I was excited because this was one of my number one most wanted pieces of this year. I was very, very excited about it. Since then, I know that there has been some waffling kind of going back and forth, not only with Dan and Jeff, but also other people of the community. Some people either say it looks good, I'm still going to keep it. Other people are like, this is the worst thing that Prime One's ever done. And I can't believe that they would even put out this trash. And, you know, I've heard both sides. As of right now, Dan and Jeff, where do you guys stand? Are you keeping now you both have it through, I think, Sideshow or other retailers, but not through Prime One.
Correct.
So where are you at right now? Are you going to wait to see my review? Or are you going to, what are you going to do?
Jeff, do you want me to go first?
We'll put Dan on the spot here. Boom, there we go.
Yeah, as of right now, well, let me just say this. I was very steadfastly in the camp of give it a chance. Those initial pictures are terrible. There's definitely filters on a whole bunch of those early pictures. Yeah, all you have to do is look at his tie. It's downright blurry.
Yeah, it's washed
right?
out.
So, and that's not that's not a high quality image at all. So Now, does it look great? Nope, it doesn't look great. And have I waffled? Yep, I've waffled some. But I do want to see it in the hands of you, quite frankly, Chris. I want to see it in the hands of other people that I trust their opinion. Not because I need to tell somebody to tell me that I like it or not, but just somebody who understands how to shoot the piece, how to take pictures and video of it and make a determination then. The one piece where I'll say, I don't know if it's to the negative side, but maybe to the more conservative side, if this thing doesn't look really good, I'm probably going to cancel. And I'll tell you why. This is an investment piece, right? Gone are the days of the $400 premium format, although their pricing, Sideshow's done a nice job with their pricing. It's not a knock, but $1,500 for a piece that, and I mentioned this in our group the other day, you won't be able to sell it, or you won't be able to sell it and get even recoup what you paid for it, right? You're going to sell this thing for a loss. So, to buy it at risk, where I don't know. I just, it's going to have to look really good. Sorry. I'm losing my train of thought a little bit, but it's going to have to look really good for me to keep it. I'm kind of glad that Sideshow hasn't charged me yet.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's just a lot of money. That's what it boils down to.
It's a lot of money.
It's not $1,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's nearly $2,000 when you factor in.
And then the bust, because we both bought the bust. So we're at a $2,000 piece.
Yeah.
That, from what I've seen, I don't feel like it's 75% to the prototype. I just feel like it's way off from what they promised.
I do think that one of the biggest problems with this piece is I feel like it is consistently shot from a bad angle. It is meant to be like he's hunched over, and so his face is meant to be more down. And I constantly see it shot from just angles that you wouldn't necessarily view it from, which is not, I'm not trying to make excuses for it. But again, I feel like all of those photos were just so bad. And again, it's just always that way. It's always that way. But I do think that regardless,
I just feel like there would have been some better ones show up by now. At least one. And other than the professional shot in the dark.
It comes down to the video. You could always tell better in the videos. When you see like a 360 different angles of it, actually moving around. Instead of these photos with with crazy filter angles on.
I'm gonna show you one. This is one that we're gonna look at later. Like I think I really think this one looks good. And maybe you guys don't, but I'm happy with that. Is it 100%? No, but I think that looks a hell of a lot better than that does. But anyway,
Chris, one of the big reasons that picture looks good, and I mentioned this in one of the comments, is somebody understood how to use the camera, whether it was in their phone or an actual camera, because you don't have parallax distortion in this picture, right? So the focal length, everything is lined up properly. Somebody understood how to take this picture, and it's not distorted.
Yep.
That other one is distorted.
Yep.
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, you can see the shape of the lens in the picture.
It's like a
So when you
fishbowl.
say his shoulders aren't right, that's because the lens, you're looking at the very peak of the front. You're looking at what would be a convex, the highest point of a convex curve, being the tip of his nose.
It's like the camera's like right here.
Exactly, and that's why it looks like that. Now, see how much bigger his shoulders look in this picture?
Yep.
Right, they look like a natural width compared to his head. So his head's the right shape, his nose is the right shape, his shoulders are the right width. I think that's a big reason why it looks better. Same with this picture.
Same with this
This
one.
is
Like,
distorted for the same reasons.
and I'm always amazed, like whenever you have something like this, like even like the hair, you can move this hair into place. Because obviously, like it looks better when you have some in front of his hair. Did you guys see that there's real hair in this?
I did, and I just saw that yesterday.
And that's pretty neat. I didn't even realize that was going to be a thing, but it does give it a little bit more realism.
Yeah, I agree.
Adding some real hair to it. So I am still very excited about getting this piece in. Yes, I know it's a risk, and I have the exact same fears as like, okay, well, if I want to sell it or if I want to do this and that. But I've seen enough to have faith that I personally think I'm going to get it in hand and love it. If not, I'm going to eat my words. And I'm going to be real brutally honest about it, if so. But regardless of how you feel right now or how everybody feels, I feel like one big giant mistake that Prime One made is not putting out a video.
Yep.
But going back to what you just said right there, I'd rather see collectors' videos than see a company's videos because it's the same thing. They can alter the video to make it look better, and I'd rather see multiple collectors' videos.
They can. And I agree. I would much rather see, somebody like Jeff doing a video on a statue than Sideshow or Prime One or Queen Studios or whoever. But I do feel like if the companies did that ahead of time, I think there's room for both. Mm-hmm. Because if Prime One, from day one, when those crappy photos started coming out, if Prime One had a video out that showed it under proper lighting, under proper video, I think that people wouldn't have freaked out as much. Now, there still might have been the conversations is like, oh, the production doesn't look as good as the prototype. But again, we knew that was probably going to happen. We were hoping it would look as good.
Yeah.
But again, when you're having something painted by K.A. Kim versus, a talented artist in the factory, but they're not K.A. Kim.
So can I mention what I think?
Yes, absolutely, please.
My concern is even in the best pictures that you showed, to me, he looks like he's smiling. It doesn't look like a menacing smile. It doesn't look like a dangerous, crazy smile. It looks like a guy at a party having a good time. That's my concern. If I had this on order, that would be my worry.
But the reason, and that's very valid, and a lot of people felt that way, and that's why they did the bust to alleviate that. Because again, yes, to me that is a smile, and it's not menacing, but it is a weird kind of pose, I guess you could say, and that it is what it is, and that's why they did the other bust. Now,
isn't this the piece though where everyone was saying that, and then we got that really cool convention photo, and everybody went, "Oh my god, it looks awesome!"
But it's the same sculpt. Do you think the sculpt changed? It's just it's the way it's painted. I think it's losing the lighting, making him look more you know,
The
grittier.
sculpt looks amazing because there are some pictures that I shared in our group yesterday where somebody repainted it, and it's Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I think this just looks like somebody very heavy-handed painted it
Yeah.
I
to
agree
the
with
point of where the mouth and the eyes are so thick that it's glossy.
Yeah. And even during when the prototype was first shown, a lot of people did not like that smiling face. So that's the expression they chose. I mean, I think you can narrow it down and make him look a little bit more, you know, gritty and, you know, scary looking if you do like more of like dramatic lighting. I think that would help. But
Yeah.
I agree. I know it's not 100% to the prototype, but there's a few small changes you can make I think to make it look a little bit better.
I agree. I do think that there's a number of people I've talked to in the community and seen that they have canceled. Some canceled and then reordered because they saw better photos. Of course, be careful, guys. Whenever you cancel, you do lose your deposit, unless you're Chester, and he does not lose his deposits. I don't know how he doesn't do that, but anyway,
Well, it's been delayed. Mine has been delayed till into next year. So
you can get yours back.
Is that what that means?
If I can't, I already have a list made out of things that I will transfer that money to if they will let me do it to get out of it.
I think try to delay it until you see like maybe like Chris get it in or somebody else get it in.
Yeah.
Push back the payments or something.
I mean, and I hope that I'm able to either convince people that it's awesome or convince people that you should cancel. Because that's brought up another point is like a lot of people feel like statues in the last couple months have been a downgrade in paint. Whether it's the Batman Who Laughs piece, some people complain about the paint on that. Of course, Eric and I are going to see that in person tomorrow. And I forgot, did any of you get that either? I can't remember. We're thinking about it.
No.
I was thinking about it, and if it had gone to add to cart, I probably would have jumped on it. But apparently, it's coming in batches, and they're not fulfilling new orders.
Oh, sorry to hear that. That stinks. So again, we're going to find out. We'll find out if maybe factories are kind of rushing some of these things. Obviously, I would imagine there's a lot of pressure on the factories to get caught back up because everything got shut down and everything got delayed, and things are finally starting to roll out. But the things that are starting to roll out, people are like, well, that's not good, or this isn't good, or I'm not paying this much money for something premium, and it's not premium quality in hand.
It is surprising to me that Sideshow is shipping Batman Who Laughs, but still hasn't done an out-of-box video for it. But they have done an out-of-box for Black Canary, who hasn't shipped yet.
Yeah.
They just did one today for Taskmaster, which has been shipped for a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they have a new guy doing them.
Yeah, I know.
Black shirt dude's gone.
Yeah, where'd he go?
I don't know if you saw, you have a super chat in there too.
Oh.
Now it's Ski Cap guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Vino says, Merry Christmas. The Joker looks a bit constipated. $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. Again, it's a weird smile. But I still like it. I still like it because it's something different. We don't have a ton of smiling ones like that. And I don't know. I mean, like Dan, which one were you planning on putting on? Like the bust? Because I know you have the bust on order as well.
The bust. I mean, if it came out like the prototype, I'd be happy to swap them. But quite frankly, I don't know if I would have. I didn't order the statue until they announced the bust.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm worried about the bust.
And and I got ordered too. So,
do you guys think that after this kind of negative storm that we will see improvement on the bust compared to this face sculpt? What do you guys think?
If they're smart.
Yeah.
Or else this is going to be on sale for the next 5 years.
They haven't already started painting it.
See, and I like, even though I've given a lot of crap to the statue, I really liked the profile of the bust. I thought that was true. And, if the head fits on the statue from the bust to the statue, awesome. Absolutely. So I like the bust, but I'm the same way. I'm very concerned of how it's going to look.
Chris, when is your statue due?
Say that again.
When is your statue due to arrive?
I don't know. It's going. I got a tracking from DHL. It said that the label has been created. Waiting on, which sometimes I've ordered from Prime One and it'll say that, but it'll still already have shipped.
Yeah.
And so it's supposed to be here in 2 or 3 weeks, I would assume. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see it get here really quick.
Sure.
Before Christmas would be amazing, but.
You also picked up another 1/3, right? Was it like one of the J&Ds or the Queen Studios version, or no?
I have the 1/3 Queen Studios. Yes.
Joker on pre-order.
No, I already have it.
That
one, the sitting down one right there.
I forget who made it.
Queen Studios.
What else do you have on pre-order? You don't have another Heath Ledger Joker on pre-order?
Oh,
That's
the
one.
Infinity Studios life size bust.
Okay.
And the quarter scale Queen Studios, right?
Oh yeah, and the quarter scale Queen Studios piece.
Oh, it's quarter scale. Okay.
Ledger Joker Mania. Sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1/3. I was gonna say, which one are you
size.
gonna keep if it comes in?
Yeah.
Every scale.
Give a shout out to Jim at Collectibles. He said, I never understood the pose. Does he do that in the movie with the card? No. He had, it's the grenade scene, and then he's standing up and says, here's my card. He's not leaning over like that. He's hunched over a lot in like the promo shots.
It's similar to the Sideshow premium format pose.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
The same thing. He's holding, the card forward, and he has the machine gun in his hand.
So let's see. Prime One needs to pull an XM and do the right by the customers, even if it costs them money. They have a lot of money at this point. It's worth their reputation. I think that's fair. I think Prime One's taken a hit here in the last week or two. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. They have. There's been several things. That giant crap. The big chap alien.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of problems with that thing. People have it out of the box a couple days and it starts moving.
Yeah.
It starts
true.
leaning.
Yep.
Then there was a bunch of Predators where the paint on those looked like a third grader did them.
One of the things that you mentioned, Jeff, about the big chap alien, a lot of people don't know, is that like my friend Joe bought that piece and the base itself is warping at the bottom. He actually has his dad remaking it this weekend.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's only had it, not very long. And
Yeah,
you see the bottom and it's just warping, and his dad works with wood and he's a pro. But basically they're saying that it's the way that the wood is cut and everything else. And so he's just making it. So it's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. And this comment right here sums it up.
Yeah.
Prime One has actually gone on my do not purchase list for the time being. Like that's a problem. I mean, that is a problem. If people start feeling that way, I mean, I know Sideshow went through it for a long time, like where their production went really down and then they turned things around. If it starts affecting the bottom line, companies are going to have to do something to fix that. Now, I have been a giant Prime One proponent for a long time. I love everything that I own in my collection. I mean, we just got the Batcave Hush and everybody loves it.
Yep.
I mean, how quickly we forget, right? I mean, it's like, that was 2 months ago. And now we got the pitchforks out again for Prime One. It's like, they put out great product, but there have been some pieces like Lobo or some other pieces where the paint isn't as good as what we were expecting. So if that's the case, send it the hell back if you don't like it. That's the great thing if you're able to do that. Now, me from Prime One, I don't know if I'm able to ship it back. I'm sure it'll be at my expense. I mean, that's the benefit of ordering locally or from Sideshow, or they have a great return policy. So I mean, even if Dan and Jeff get it from Sideshow, they can ship it back and no problem. I will be screwed, I think. But it does.
Let me tell you the good thing that I'm really glad that I did not order that Linda Carter Wonder Woman, because I would be crapping bricks right now if I'd ordered that too. I would cancel it.
Well, I think that again, especially for movie pieces, I feel like you should almost wait till it's out. See reviews, check out and see, you know, better photos, wait and be patient. I still feel like if you are wanting to order, like, again, like I am not afraid at all that I ordered the Joker versus Batman Fabok piece. Like, I'm not worried about that because I know that they're going to do a good job and there's not a likeness problem. Yeah. And I know that the paint's going to be fine because, again, it's just comic book paint. Like, I know that they're going to do a good job with it. But movie pieces, I really hesitate going forward on any movie pieces. I would wait till it comes out. Now I feel like there are companies, I don't know, I feel like Queen Studios has still been real consistent with what they have. Again, I've talked about, like, and I don't know how you feel, Dan, about your Queen Studios Batman. I still feel like the jaw isn't perfect, but I can overlook that. Where are you at with that? Oh, you're
muted.
Sorry, puppy was doing its thing. No, you know what? I'll be honest. I love it. Is it perfect? No, but it's not nearly as far off as that Ledger piece looks to be. You know, I mean, is it? To me, it's 97. It's more than 95% there. When I see that, I don't see anything else other than Bale Batman.
Yeah, especially if you're back a little bit from it.
Yeah, I love the pose. I love the, you know, I think it matches the, you know, what the movie poster perfectly. I love it. I love the piece.
And you know what's even better about that piece?
What's that?
The price.
Yeah, price is great.
Price is great. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of times where you can nitpick something and say like, oh, it's good.
Yep.
But it's so much more affordable than other companies.
Yep.
So it's fine. But again, whenever you're paying nearly $2,000,
yep,
it should be damn near good. I mean, perfect, you know?
Yep.
I expect 90%.
Yeah. I don't think that's too much to ask.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
No.
I don't think so either.
I just feel like it looks really like an amateur paint job. I don't know. I feel like I could paint it, the eyes and stuff better.
It's funny that Prime One would screw up with arguably the most beloved comic book villain in history. You know, what is the what's the edition size on the Ledger piece?
3,000.
3,000, right? So
that's high for them lately.
It is very high for them. It's very high, and
maybe that's the problem.
Well, I'm wondering if you think COVID, from a skilled labor standpoint, has affected their factories.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Without doubt. Right? I mean,
maybe they just don't have the same level of skill working on these statues.
And that's a very good point.
Maybe. I mean, not that that's an excuse.
Pressure to get these items out.
Yep.
When they've been delayed after delayed. But it's crazy, like, that Joker is out. I still don't have the Harley from over 3 years ago.
Yep.
So explain that.
Yeah, that's insane.
So I don't know. Again, I know they use different factories, but I think you're exactly right. I think there's a lot of pressure. I think the artists are probably having to hurry. There's probably a labor shortage, or not being able to paint, or there's a rush to get them out the door now.
Yep.
The paint is going to not be as good, and that is going to affect everything.
Yep.
It could be the type of paint as well. If you think about it, it very well could be the type of paint. Because I mean, how many shortages are there on everything right now?
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it could be, and I'm not making an excuse for Prime One or anything like that. I mean, but I mean, I have 2 jobs, and then Bryce works at Cabela's, and right now they're short. Bryce's store's short on guns, and we're short on paper. I'm not even kidding you. We're short on paper. So if we're short on paper and they're short on guns, how short are they on paint that they normally use? So they probably had to use a different kind of paint that's different from that prototype. I mean, if they didn't use a filter, which I'm pretty sure about 95% positive they used a filter. But if they didn't use a filter, that red is so different from the red on it, the prototype space. I mean, it's night and day. So you also have to put that in perspective. And I'm, like I said, I'm not making excuses for Prime One, but you'll also have to think about that too.
So let me ask you this. let's say all that's legit. Let's say it's COVID and let's say it's shortages and everything else. Would you guys prefer them delay it another 2 years to get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
I think I'd be done with the piece by then if I had to wait.
Yeah,
that
that's
long.
the thing. I'd lose the excitement for the piece by then.
Sure. And that's where I'm at with the Harley. It's like, well, 3 years. It's like I've moved
Yeah.
on. I'm more excited about the Arkham City one.
Yeah.
Than I am about this one.
And we'll
I
see
agree
when we
with
get
this
that
comment.
one, by the way.
Say that again.
I'm worried about that one too.
I am too.
Yep.
But hopefully by then, like, I'm kind of actually happy that some of these pieces are coming out in 2023 because maybe they'll get their act together a little bit.
I hope so. But here's the thing with that Arkham City piece, right? Now you're talking about, the portrait on that particular piece will make or break it. And I'm really worried about their ability to deliver on that portrait.
Yep. 100%.
Because remember, one of the three, I think we agreed on which one already kind of looks a little, don't really love that one, but the other two look good. I'm really worried about that piece.
Yeah.
But
great comment here from Jurgen. If there's a lot of pressure, stop announcing new product. Get these statues out first. I think that is a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
I
Get
mean,
them out right.
Yep.
the thing is that they're a for-profit company. They want to get as many licenses as they can, and they want to excite the community. How do you excite the community? Announce new products, have these big showcases, have the next level events and all that stuff, which is what we are hyped for. Like we can't wait for these things. But at the same time, look what it's doing. And again, if they're having trouble, this is the time to say, whoa, Nelly, pull the reins back a little bit and say, we need to focus and get the best possible product out to our customers so we don't lose that reputation. Because, I mean, at least going into this show, listening to the community constantly, Prime One is still one of the favorite companies out there. People love Prime One. They love what they've done. Again, I've been tooting their horn for years, but they have to be careful.
Yep.
You're not ready for 30 new pieces from Next Level 4?
I know. And that's the thing is they're going to have another showcase here soon.
Yeah.
Maybe more transparency would be a good idea.
And I think that, and I know some people have complained recently that I'm too much of a shill for Queen Studios, but Queen Studios reached out to me. Hey, we want to communicate with you. We want to communicate with the community. We want to listen to feedback. We want to listen after one day of having Captain America life-size bust on, hey, we're gonna have it on pre-order tomorrow. They freaking pull it because of feedback and say, hey, we're gonna go back and retool it.
See, that's the way it should be. That's the way that's the way it should be. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think like most of the companies wouldn't have production without fans and buyers. And honestly, like you need to listen to those customers. You need to listen to what we say. And I mean, you can go ahead, put them out there, try to sell it, but you're not going to get very far.
No, that's the thing. And the thing is that a couple of the companies, any criticism, especially lately, there's been a couple big ones that get just really offended and get all defensive about it. If you put out a good product that sells out and it's gone.
Yep.
Well, I think they're seeing that. A lot of people look like they canceled that Prime One Ledger Joker. So
yeah.
And again, like you said transparency. Like I feel like in the world that we live in now, it is so incredibly crucial. And again, Queen Studios has come out and said, we want to be transparent because we want to be different. Because they know that there is that, like, oh, heaven forbid you criticize my art, like that mentality or criticize our company. It's like, well, people are, I mean, if these were $5 items, that's different. But when people are spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for some of these things, or $3,000, $50 for Jaws, like it's just, it's one of those things where I think you have to be incredibly transparent, be honest, and be forthcoming, and put yourself out there. And there are certain companies that you never ever hear from outside of their produced videos.
Yeah. And I think that all of, the two that I was talking about that have gotten real, they've forgotten the big thing. We don't have to buy any of it. None of us have to have it. I may think I have to have it, but I will, we will all continue on if we don't have a $2,000 Heath Ledger Joker. The sun will rise tomorrow.
Yep.
The problem is there's a lot of addicts that buy it either way.
Well, there's other drugs out there to buy.
Yeah.
And, you send me something that looks like a third grade art project. I'm probably not going to plop down pre-order money again to do it.
So do you think people in general are just too complacent? Like factories or companies know that people won't complain. There'll be a few people
I feel like some of them feel like they have this fanboy core of people that are buying, yay, Prime 1 delivered another one. It's half-assed, but yay, Prime 1 brought us
it's
one.
probably me, so I'm probably to blame for some of that.
So I just, there's particular channels and Facebook groups and people that are fanboys for particular companies and their works. And it's like everything that they do is wonderful. And it's like, yeah, it's really not.
I have a question, though.
Emperor's New Clothes.
Yep.
We know it's bad, but we're not all admitting it's bad.
That's right. That's right.
You're right. So my question is, because you guys mentioned something earlier, and it kind of struck me. So I'm kind of curious. So you mentioned, would it be better if you waited 2 years for it to come out for a better piece? Okay. You're excited about it now, and it looks like it's different. Wouldn't you be more excited if it was spot on? Wouldn't that be better than having a piece that's not spot on? Because, I don't know, but like Ivy, there was a huge thing about Ivy. If you remember, Chris, you did a review on 3 Ivies from Tweeterhead because the rumor
they got out in front of it.
Yeah, because the rumor, what was the rumor? The rumor was that it looks different. The eyes are shifted weird, it looks cross-eyed or whatever the heck it was. I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I was just excited. But once you did the review was great. It showed everything. But I would think that the excitement of waiting even 2 years for something that was spot on and better would still be there rather than something that's, yay, kind of like what Jeff's saying, yay, Prime 1 delivered something. It's like half-assed, but yet, yay, Prime 1. And you have those diehard Prime 1 fans. Good on you. But for those that, really want Prime 1 products, we don't want something just meh. We want something perfect or damn near perfect. So,
well,
I'm just kind of...
Ledger's timeless.
Yeah,
Nobody's
exactly.
Going to feel different about that movie 2 years from now.
No.
That movie's 10 years old already or older?
Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious, wouldn't your excitement still be there, even if you did have to wait? That's what my question is.
And I agree with that statement. Again, I'm going to keep using the idea or the example of the 3 years ago Harley Quinn. Am I excited about it? I still am. Am I as excited as I was? No. But I simply think if Prime 1 for any of these circumstances would have said, hey guys, COVID has really hit us, our factories. We are scrambling to try to get the best artists we can. We're struggling with this. There is going to be a delay. We do apologize. And these are the reasons why. Wouldn't that make you feel better as a collector, knowing that there would be maybe another 2-year delay, but knowing why specifically?
And I think they should.
With the option to cancel your PO and not lose your NRD, then I'd feel good about it.
I would too. And I think that would be brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know if companies would do it.
I don't either.
But that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it would create goodwill in the community, I think. Especially if this for the Harley, especially if you give yourself, if you do have those type of terms, to say we'll refund the NRD, but maybe we'll say, okay, after the 2-year mark, if we still haven't delivered, then that's what we're going to do. Like, make that a policy.
Yeah. And maybe that's what happened with that. That Harley looks amazing. So maybe there was issues with it and they went back and fixed it. And she looks incredible.
And they did send out, I do give them credit. They did send out something, I think, with one of the delays, but it's very generic. Like, every single one are the exact same. And it doesn't really feel like it's a real response. And it's like me. I would personally rather have like specifics, like, we had these factory issues and this and that, or we had trouble getting the paint or whatever. Again, I wish that companies were more forthcoming. And again, that's why I really appreciate Queen Studios right now, is because they are freaking phenomenal with what they announce they do Q&As constantly. They're constantly answering questions or tweaking things, or again, pulling things and wanting to make it better, because they're smart. They know that if people are cranky about it now, people aren't going to freaking buy it. And there's going to be boxes in their warehouse sitting there collecting dust.
But I will say one thing about Queen Studios, not to be contrary.
Oh, sure. No, that's what we're here to talk about.
It would benefit them. And maybe it's using YouTubers, or maybe it's just using the community or whatever. But the problems with that Captain America bust were obvious. How could they not have known that was going to be raised immediately? If they don't have enough knowledge to know that, then they should be talking to people before they release something for pre-order or show it at all and say, what do you think of this? How many times has Chad done that with you and me? What do you think of this thing?
I know. And he is so smart. He will ask our opinion because he knows that we have a pulse for what the community is looking for.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's asking other people too.
He is.
So Queen Studios could have avoided some bad press if they just asked a few people in the community, what do you think of Captain America without his shield?
Yeah.
And with Thor's hammer instead.
Right. Yeah. And I think that one issue is that they're running into is that I think that Infinity Studios has kind of screwed up the game a little bit, because busts were always just busts. They were always just torso with no arms.
Right.
Well, Infinity Studios has been so impressive that obviously Queen Studios is trying to match that a little bit by adding some arms. But then when you only add one arm, it looks weird.
Yeah. Agreed.
Kind of like what they did with the Daniel Bell bust. Like, I love that Batman, but it's still kind of weird because it's got that, no, he's got the shoulder and then he's got the other arm.
Yeah.
And so that's where busts are tricky. And obviously Queen Studios is learning their lesson with this piece. It's like, maybe keep that one arm, but then add the shield. You got to do something. Sure. But it is a really good idea. What you said is like, there are YouTubers and other people in the community that I would trust with my life when it comes to these things. And I think that companies would be smarter to, just like you said, just like Chad does. Chad is phenomenal. I know, me personally, things that have been in production and produced were because of some of my ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the things I said, I don't think that's going to work. I think the people wouldn't like that. And they changed it. And it's like that. That was smart because they get it. Chad gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish more companies were like that.
There was a glaring error on one of their upcoming pieces that I pointed out, and it was fixed. Luckily.
Yeah. And that's awesome. And I feel good about that, knowing that, like, well, maybe, because I want them to be successful. I want all these companies to produce the greatest crap in the world, for us to buy. I don't want it to be crappy.
Sure.
The greatest crap.
I know, it's the greatest crap. And it's like, it feels like, sometimes we get a sock full of coal for Christmas with these things. And like, I want everybody to be happy and successful. That's what we're here for. And I don't want companies to have boxes and boxes in their warehouse, and then they have to do 15 sales a year because no one will buy it. It's like, well, there's a reason why. Be smart in the first place. Make stuff that people want.
Speaking of sales, the Prime 1 holiday sale has begun.
Did it start early, or is it already?
Well, it's the 22nd there. So
okay.
Yeah.
So have you looked at the actual deals? Are there any good ones?
There's some good ones. The Nightwing is $650. That's pretty good.
The Arkham?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the new one. I'm like, I'm going to jump on it.
Yeah. And the only problem is, the shipping isn't great. They have the Deadman exclusive, which I've always kind of liked. for 25% off. So it's a 1/3 Dead Man for $711, but the shipping's almost $200.
Yeah.
It's like, well, for the economy shipping.
Well, and they are. I think I saw that they're offering double points on some of their sale items also. So
Yeah.
Check out Prime One's website, guys. And if there's anything you might, over the years, there've actually been some really, really good deals. And sometimes it's weird because you can get like $60 shipping on some of these things. So like, I
remember my Harley I bought that way. It was like $32 shipping or something like that. But it did take a full 3 months.
Which that's okay for $32. I mean, God, it's an older piece, so it's not like you're like super, wanting to get it in really quick,
Well, the advantage is whether it came out as good as the proto because it's been out for a while.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Well, again, sorry, we've been talking about this for an hour. Anything else you guys want to say about production versus proto? Again, I think we could probably beat this dead horse for another 2 hours, probably.
Well, I am curious how it's going to go for you guys tomorrow night, whether or not Batman Who Laughs is going to measure up or not, because some of the concerns that expressed, I think, are legitimate, but I don't know that necessarily makes it a bad statue. I think overall it's still probably a great piece.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question as well. There are some pictures floating around.
It's like the Joker. I'm seeing a lot of pictures that look similar to the complaints I don't like about it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the paint looks iffy. And
especially
one part of the statue,
especially on the base. The base is my biggest concern. I love the way the base was painted in the prototype, and I feel like it is, at least photos I've seen, look real sloppy to me.
Not only that, to me, and I agree with you, Chris, that was the biggest piece that jumped off the page at me in the pictures. And unless somebody's got a color filter or something on, the fact that it's green, like some artists thought it should be mossy looking, or that's completely contrary to the proto.
Yeah.
Why is it green?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
so again, I'm really excited to see what it looks like in hand, and I'm anxious to hear Eric's thoughts as well. I'm anxious to see if we agree or disagree. And so again, that's tomorrow night, guys, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, same time as this show, tomorrow night for a double live unboxing. So that'll be a lot of fun. So again, I think just to kind of sum up everything, and again, I don't know if you guys want to say anything else either, but I feel like just to sum it up is that transparency, being forthcoming, and being ahead of the curve when it comes to pieces and what they look like production-wise. I mean, Sideshow in general is really good about that, of showing up their production updates. And oftentimes they look as good, or maybe not quite as good, but at least you know what you're going to get, and you can cancel before they ship it, if you so choose. But I feel like Prime One or other companies would be smart to put out their own videos, to use YouTubers or use people in the community with the know-how and have kind of a pulse on what the community wants. I think that would be smart for them to use, and some companies are already doing that. I wish more would, because I feel like we could avoid a lot of this drama. We could avoid a lot of these headaches. Of course, it would produce less conversation topics for our shows. I mean, all this drama helps our shows out. Gives us things to talk about. But again, I want these companies to be successful. I just think they need to be smarter about how they handle their business sometimes. And maybe pride gets in the way. I think that's maybe the biggest thing. Yeah. Pride gets in the way. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say before we move on?
Let's see them pics.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, we've got a whole bunch of photos, guys, to look at, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So let me get this going here. All right, guys, can you see that big on the screen?
Yep.
All right. So this was a big surprise today, huh, guys?
For sure.
Yeah.
So it turns out that this is going to be one of the 12 Days of Christmas statues. Of course, if you're not familiar with 12 Days of Christmas, it does start on December 25th. And last year we called it Fontmas because all that we got were fonts, just like this one. However, hopefully we'll get some more photos this year. But they did say that they were going to be doing a lot of statues and maquettes and art prints and things like that. But this was one of the first ones, and we did find that this one is going to be done, art directed and sculpted by our friend Daniel Bell. And this is what we got. What do you guys think?
That's cool. I'm excited.
Looks great.
It has potential.
It has very good potential. Obviously, this is Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. I love how they incorporated the lightning bolt into the base. It's incredibly dynamic. Jeff pointed out that he thinks that this is probably the Joker of some sort down here, which would be really cool. I did post this in the Batman Statue Collector Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles Facebook group, and I tagged Daniel Bell, and somebody posted that they were really worried about this tipping over. And Daniel Bell said, when you see more, you will understand that it is going to be very solid and very well engineered. So just a little peace of mind, maybe. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But again, what do you guys think about the overall art concept?
I mean, it's an iconic, shot from the book.
Yeah.
It's hopefully, I mean, it looks great. The silhouette looks great.
Yeah, and I would assume we'll see more. I mean, hopefully we'll see more since they teased this. We'll see more real photos.
Daniel said we will in a couple of days.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be the first reveal on the 25th then.
Seems likely.
Yeah, I think that's likely. So that's really cool. So I'm anxious to see. I mean, Dark Knight Returns is not my favorite by any means, but I think this is dynamic enough that this would be a cool piece to add to the collection.
Well, that's what's interesting is everyone's screaming for a Daniel Bell Batman, but this is Daniel Bell doing Frank Miller.
Right.
So what's it going to look like, I wonder?
I know.
And I also wonder if the lightning bolt will light up.
That would be
that
so
would be
cool.
Neat. That would be neat.
Yeah, because the cover is just a dark silhouette. You don't see anything. So
Correct.
he's did his own thing on this.
His head looks small to me. Maybe it's just the angle. Again, it's all in shadow, so it's hard to see. And the cape looks like it's billowing up, so that could be part of it. But I think that I think it's going to be a big hit for them.
The cape's definitely sculpted, right? That cape looks sculpted.
Oh, I think
very
it is.
yes, very much
awesome.
sculpted. So I think that'll be very popular.
And from what you can see, the sculpt looks incredible so far.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big hit for them. And again, it's just something very different.
Yeah.
Chris, you got a super chat?
All right, let me go back in. Sorry, let me go real quick.
One thing I'm worried about is how that lightning bolt's going to translate into like real life when there's not professional photos on, and it's just lit up in the regular daylight. Is it going to look like a lightning bolt? Is it going to look like a big white streak coming down the air? But
I think it's going to be very artistic.
Either way, it's going to look artistic. I think,
Yeah,
like you
I
just
think
said,
it will.
it'll look cool.
Vinny, $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Vinny. Vinny is a Brotherhood member, so thank you again. He says, just grabbed a BSC Crew shirt for Christmas. Thank you. Here's something for you as well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you very much. Very, very much for your generosity. Again, that goes right back into the channel. So thank you, Vinny, for that. Merry Christmas to you and your family. So that was awesome. So thank you very much. Please give Vinny a like in the chat if you guys would, and in the video down below. Hit that chat. Or hit that like button, excuse me. Thank you.
So I'm just thinking, going back to that, Jeff brought up if it's going to light up. So if it did light up, it would have to be like a translucent resin or something very hollow. But that's also what's holding him in the air. So I'm guessing it's not going to light up because they just need it solid and as supportive as possible. No?
It's going to need a key in.
Yeah.
So maybe the bottom part could be, I don't know. I don't know
if
how
you
they
made
would do
it
that.
light up, it'd probably be too fragile, maybe.
That's a good point.
Unless the back of it is the support, and
Right.
the front of it is illuminated.
Could be.
That could be. So these are some photos I saw today. And I think these are actually pretty good photos overall. You can get a kind of an idea of the paint overall. A lot of people have critiqued the visor being kind of, they call it a clay. It looks like clay. I feel like a big downgrade on this, just initially from the photos, is the paint on the fingers.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like blood anymore like it did in the prototype. But I do think it looks good here overall. I mean, what do you guys think of these photos? I think overall it looks pretty good.
These look a lot different from everything else I've seen because his visor looks a little bit more silver. He lost the pink in his face. That was one of the complaints, that his face was very pink. I guess you can see
Yeah,
a
it's
little bit
still
there.
a little pink.
All right.
Yeah,
See the
that
pink
is
there a
I'm
little
seeing
bit.
it now. Okay. All right. Yeah, up close it looks. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely lost the silver metallic look that it had in the prototype. But
I do feel like that would. I mean, I hate to even have to say that anybody should have to do this, but I feel like that'd be an easy paint.
That's to me. That's like one of the easiest effects you can do is like a rust effect on a metallic paint. I mean, it's not that hard. I was almost thinking if I should fix it or just. I mean, I don't hate it, but
yeah. I mean, again, I want to see it in hand.
I mean,
and again, it does match the other buckles.
It's not the hardest thing in the world to paint.
And like this color matches the chains.
Yeah, it matches the chains. Yeah.
So I think aesthetically it's going to look just fine. But again, it is a little different than the prototype for sure. But I do think these photos look pretty good overall. But again, stay tuned for Eric and I's live unboxing tomorrow night. And that will be December 22nd at 7 p.m. So depending on when you're watching this. All right, let's talk about this. So this is the the rooted hair quarter scale Joker from Queen Studios. Have you guys seen all these photos?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I said in my video the other day, it's like I think that this looks very good, but I do feel like it is a bit of a downgrade in terms of paint because all of these were supposed to be painted by Viper. If you guys remember correctly, if you paid the extra money for the rooted hair, they were all going to be professionally painted. What do you guys think about what you're seeing on screen?
I wonder if the paint is doing the same to this statue as it's doing to Prime 1 in terms of expression. So the one thing that jumped off the page, and I don't have a dog in this particular hunt. This is not a piece I'm picking up because I was planning on the Prime 1, but this isn't the expression he has in the scene that they're depicting. And that bugs me. When they're trying to take a snapshot essentially from the movie, that's not the expression he had on his face, and that would bug me every time I look at the statue.
That's a good point. I do still feel like the likeness is there, although I do feel like it is not as good as the prototype. Especially like this picture. Like I feel like it's lost so much.
Yeah.
And again, this is the one that's professionally painted. But like, look at that doesn't look professionally painted to me.
I also think they screwed up his hair. His hair is nowhere near that thick.
Yeah.
It just looks wrong. But
I did say this the other day that I know that at least I believe that they use kind of a wig effect, and I think that's difficult to get it to thin. You know what I mean? Like if you have this wig to get it right. So I mean, I'm not necessarily critiquing them or anybody for that because I think that that's a very, very difficult thing to achieve unless it's hand punched. Like the Infinity Studios bust, I think that's going to be hand punched, and I think it'll be thinner. Because it's literally one by one. But these aren't hand punched because this is not silicone.
Do you guys think I've been kind of dubious about this whole artist thing from the start because these guys, they're not used to painting 300 of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, are they going to have the patience to continue the quality from 300 pieces? My Lord.
That's a lot.
I would give up after 3.
Yeah.
I don't know how any of the companies these artists do this. Sit there and paint each one.
I think
the same.
I think I know what the problem is on this piece because I'm looking at it right now and his eyes are shifted in the movie. And Dan, if you watch the scene, you probably, and you're right, his eyes aren't shifted. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see what I'm looking at.
I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's the same pose, but the eyes are shifted and the hair is off, just like what you guys were saying. So, I mean, the lips are close. The structure of the face is there. If they fix the hair and the eyes, I think it would be better.
I think that the reason this picture is better than the others is it's the same thing as what you said about the other statue, Chris, where some of these pictures are being taken at an angle that you're not going to look at the statue from.
Correct.
So he's looking down a little bit and his eyes are looking up to look straight ahead since he's looking down.
Yep.
This picture gets that. The other pictures, they're taking the picture from below, looking up so that you're looking straight on his face instead of looking at the tilted forward point of view.
Yeah.
Would you say optimal viewing angle?
I would. Absolutely.
Optimal picture
And
taking
this
angle.
picture gets it. The other pictures do not.
I think you're exactly right. One other thing I want to mention, great point by Jeff there, is that so if this right here is the super deluxe hand painted by the artist, what are we going to get in the regular version that I ordered? The sculpted hair version. That worries me. Or as some people suggest that they say, well, this is probably just all painted by the same factory and they just said it was going to be painted by the artist. So I'm anxious to hear from Queen Studios. I am sure that they will address this. I know Queen Studios will be coming on the channel here in the new year very, very soon. So, that might be something that they address. But again, I know that they're going to want to do right by the fans. So if people aren't liking this, then hopefully they're willing to, talk about it. I also, looking at this screen, like this looks like a half scale right now. We also have to keep in mind that this is going to be a quarter scale piece. So it's going to be a very tiny head sculpt.
Yep.
True. So blowing it up like this might not necessarily be fair. And again, the angle and the lighting, but again, these are from Queen Studios themselves. This isn't like from a fan.
I think there's potential for the sculpted hair to look better.
I agree.
I agree. So I'm very optimistic that they will do well. Again, this is one that I have on pre-order. I haven't decided whether I'm keeping it or not because I don't know if I really need, 12 different versions of this character. I guess maybe we'll decide it is if I like the Prime One piece or not. Because then maybe
I have this on order too.
And are you planning on? Did you get the sculpted or the rooted?
Sculpted.
And that's one I got because the price. And are you're content right now with keeping it?
Yeah. To me, even from the beginning, the rooted hair one, he looks a little too salon fresh to me. I think of his hair as kind of greasy and matted down.
Yes.
And I think the sculpted hair is going to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep.
And I think they did a really good job with the sculpted hair. I think it looks. I mean, like when I'm going through photos, I have to like do a double take because I can't tell which are the rooted and which one's not.
Yeah.
And so that tells me something. That tells me that they did a really good job. So anyway, again, these are all initial. I'm anxious to see more of this piece. And again, I'm hoping that it's one that I keep my pre-order for because I do love this pose. Did you guys see this photo today?
Yeah.
So this was posted in the Batman Statue Collector group by Jim Mint. He said, look, hey, this is on the back of one of his comic books. And so he's optimistic that maybe they won't cancel this because we've been worried about it for a while, but still no ES.
Yeah.
Still no ES. So I am still worried, but this is supposed to ship in like January.
Wow.
So that worries me.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, maybe January of 24, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, I thought that was at least a good sign that, hey, they're at least promoting it.
He's just hanging out with Harley right now. That's all.
That's right. That's right. I think Harley should be on a longboat to us at this point.
That's why he's on the back of a comic. They're trying to push the sales more.
Hey, whatever it takes, people, order this thing.
That's a new thing for them.
Yeah,
It seems like they're kind of going for the common comic book person now.
Yeah, I mean it's smart, and I've never seen them do it. I mean, I mean, if I saw this on the back of a comic book, I would be like, where do I buy this? It's awesome. It's way better than like a Skittles ad.
Yeah.
Or something. All right, let's talk about this guy. So this is the special art edition. We already have seen the sculpted cape, but this is the fabric. Where do you guys lie on fabric versus sculpted for this one?
Great to have an option.
Yeah. I like what they did with the sculpted cape. I like the texture. I like the color. I like the pose, the whole bit. But I have nothing against. I like Prime One's capes that I've had in my collection are fine. They're great. They have nice textures to them. I think if you need a fabric or you prefer that, great.
I can't remember, Dan. Did you already order this or not?
I did.
And you ordered the sculpted?
Yes.
And do you regret that decision, or
No,
are you happy with it?
No, I prefer the sculpted, but
Yeah, I'm the exact same. If I was going to order this, and I still might, this is going to be kind of a wait and see piece for me, just because of space and changing my collection a little bit with these displays. But I prefer the sculpted also.
Yeah.
But still an awesome piece.
It looks more grittier too. It's like weathered looking and just
Yeah,
looks beat
exactly.
up looking.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. It's
The fabric's too like new looking. I don't know.
it very much reminds me that the sculpted cape of the material they used for the Arkham Scarecrow.
Yes.
Kind of that thin kind of, it might have even been plastic, but it was kind of like a burlappy looking thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's going to be very similar to.
Yep.
So anyway, you can only get it though as part of the big edition though, with the multiple portraits. You can't just buy it with the regular portrait and the cape. You do have to buy the deluxe, basically. Ooh, let's talk about this guy. So, months back, Dan and I were planning on, airbrushing and doing all sorts of like painting our blue Batmans. And Dan got his in hand and he's like, nope, never mind. I'm keeping my blue Batman. I'm real happy with him. And I am real happy with mine, although I keep saying I would prefer a black version. And lo and behold, Prime One is giving us the black version. And this is what it looks like. Dan, where are you at with this? Where are you at?
It's hard to tell. I don't like the way that the bats get lost, and I know that's a minor point.
Yep.
But I don't think you don't get the contrast in the piece as much with the black.
Yep.
And honestly, my wife's non-collector opinion, when I was asking her about it, that was her point, was the contrast as she walks on by with our new edition. And I thought, you know what, that's a great point. And I don't know, after standing the statue up in my collection, and it's actually right behind me over here. It just looks really good, and I think I'm really happy with it. So, I mean, does the black look good? Yeah, I think the black looks good. I like it. I have to tell you though, I think that what kind of got me a little bit more when I saw this announcement was, here's once again Prime One demonstrating not a lot of connection to their collecting community.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to come out with it this quick, why didn't they just come out with this at the same time as the blue and give collectors a choice?
Yep.
It's another big FU from Prime One as far as I'm concerned. Pardon my French, but
Yeah.
I just didn't like that. Like, I don't know.
Well, I still feel like sometimes these companies, and again, I could be wrong. We've talked about it on the show before, but I feel like they make a certain amount, and then if they don't sell that certain amount, then they use them for variants.
Yep. And I agree. I think that's
exactly what they did here.
Yep. I agree.
That's what I was thinking. If this was the less ordered version, because this is the one without the Hush head sculpt. Which one is this? Is
This is the deluxe, basically.
The deluxe. So there was one that came with the Hush head sculpt. That wasn't the deluxe, right? That was the bonus.
Store exclusive
Bonus edition. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Bonus.
So this was like the mid in between one, right? It's not the regular.
Correct.
Yeah. So I feel like less people ordered this one. They were like, all right, so let's just paint the black.
Yep.
They are going to offer the bust separately, so you can get the bust just like the blue version. And I'll agree with Dan that like you do miss some shading. It's maybe a little bit more flat looking, I guess, with the black and the gray. Everybody in the community has said, because I just did my hit or miss video today on it. This is a no-brainer piece for Chris, and I do love it. But I think I'm going to most likely stick with my blue because it's more true to the art.
Yeah.
And even though this looks great, a lot of people say, well, he'll look just lost around the other villains. And I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I also think about other Batmans that are coming, like the Fabok versus Joker and other pieces. So I think I'm going to stick with the blue, I think.
Yeah, something different.
The blue is very dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the blue. It's true to like what you said to the comic book. I like the black. I think it's sleek, but blue looks good.
You can't go wrong with either way.
Yeah, I prefer
it looks
Batman in
good.
his black suit also, but I think the blue in this case just looks better. I have the blue bust on order, and then they came out with the black. So I was like, same thing going through. I don't have the whole statue, but I'm like, should I get the black bust now? But I was like, no, I like the way the blue looks better.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they're able to do the shading on the cowl like the blue.
Well, they're not
You
doing.
know what I mean? How it?
I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to do any shading, Jeff. Because, like, I mean, this is not great, but I think it's just going to be black.
It's just black.
Yeah.
So the one thing about this is you don't get the Hush portrait.
No. And like I said in my video today, there could possibly be a store exclusive, but it's already up for pre-order right now. And there's no mention
I think
of
we
that.
would have seen it if they were going to do it.
I do too.
But yeah, I think I would really miss all those little details, and I'd hate to lose those bats since they're such a pain to put on.
That goes back to my theory. Did they take the mid-level version and just paint it black? That was the one without the Hush portrait because it wasn't selling as well.
Yep.
It's very possible. I am going to take what I said back. I think that looking in this, I think there are gray areas here. So I think anywhere where that lighter blue or darker blue was, I think that we're going to get gray. I see gray here, possibly.
Maybe.
Highlights, maybe. But I do feel like...
I don't think it's going to show up as well.
I don't either. It's going to really blend in more. But I do think I don't think it's just going to be black. I think I definitely see some gray here. I think there'll be some gray highlights, but it won't be as pronounced as the blue. So anyway, that's up for pre-order right now. I'm guessing people have asked me all day today, Chris, do you think it'll go up on Sideshow? And I do. All the other versions have gone up on Sideshow, so I'm pretty positive that we'll see that. Let's talk about Jaws.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I absolutely love this piece. I'm a big giant Jaws fan. This very much reminds me of the McFarlane piece I had when I was younger. It's massive, 31 by 41 by 14.6 inches deep. And again, the price tag, drum roll, $3,050, guys.
Jeez. It's pretty on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big though. It's like 40 inches wide. I think 30 inches tall.
Right here.
And then 15 wide or something like that.
31 high, 41 wide, 14.6 deep.
That's a big piece.
And 52 pounds. 56.
Wow.
It's not heavier.
It's cool. But
It's neat. It's awesome. A lot of details, obviously. And again, this is my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
And the likenesses are not great.
Oh.
So that looks like a cartoon doll to me.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the
very
Iron Studios video where they showed this in their, like talk show set?
Yes.
It is huge.
It's really big.
I knew it was going to be out of my price range when I saw the video, but I didn't know it was going to be that far out.
Yeah. This is kind of an idea with the silhouette here. It gives you kind of an idea how big it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's actually a little bigger than that, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mean, it's tiny. It's 1/10 scale. So the people are going to be real tiny.
I thought it said 1/20th.
Oh, it is. I'm sorry. It is 1/20th. That's why they're so tiny.
It said both. It said 1/20th somewhere, and then when you clicked on the link, it said 1/10.
If it was 1/10,
a little bit of a typo they have going on.
I think it's 1/20th. Oh, it's right here. It says it right here.
Yeah,
1/20th.
Yeah, but then if you click on the website, it says 1/10.
That's a problem. I think that's a typo. But anyway, 3,000. I don't know if there's even close to justifying the price, but I said the same thing about the Batmobile and I bought it. So
Did they say how many there were?
I don't know if they've announced an ES or not. Pretty cool.
Probably not many at that price.
Yeah.
These were the photos that I thought were better that we already looked at. We already looked at this one. But again, I'm excited to get this and review it for you guys, and I'll give you my honest thoughts. This was a little quick video. This was like one of the initial videos of, people putting it out there. And I'm happy with that. I think that looks good.
Yeah, see, it doesn't look like glossy and stuff there.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm anxious to see this, guys. I'm really hoping it's better than we think. This is another prototype versus, again, it's same sculpt, just different paint. So we'll see. All right, let's talk about Infinity Studios. So they did a event recently since our last show, believe it or not. I feel like this has been decades ago, but we're getting some new life-size busts. This is the Robert Pattinson. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this pose. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't love it.
I don't
right off
either.
the bat, so.
It almost doesn't seem to suit the character at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. He looks like one of those like Italian people. Like, hey, where you going?
Hey, what's up?
Maybe he's placing an order.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the pose is weird. But maybe it'll make more sense after we see the movie. I don't know. But
Especially when you see that, the way the Affleck Batman was turned and
dynamic.
yeah.
Yeah. The Affleck is just so much better posed. But again, this is just an early render, so we might see different things or change it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But this one I'm more excited about.
That looks good.
So this is, again, is a life-size bust. Him holding the cowl. I would imagine that we will not see a cowled portrait. Obviously, they're going to want to sell the likeness of Christian Bale. But I think that, getting the Ledger Joker, I would be more than likely to get this. But I think it looks really good.
This is really cool. Like I always said, I would never display a movie piece without the cowl. I would always want Batman to have the cowl on.
Yeah.
The fact that he's holding the cowl in his hand, I think I would actually would want to own something like this where he has both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah.
On their part. I mean, this is going to be another $4,000 piece, I'm sure. So not cheap by any means if you're a bust collector. I'm definitely considering the Anne Hathaway Catwoman still. I think that would look pretty amazing next to Joker and Bale Batman, and obviously they'll probably do a Bane too. But I mean, what'd be one hell of a display wall, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should do the Two-Face. That would be,
Oh,
if they could pull that off.
I would love it. I would love for them to do that. So anyway, that's one of their new announcements. They also did this Henry Cavill Superman. Obviously, this is going to be the black suit. I think this is awesome looking. Poses tremendous. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Good pose, but I'm tiring of the black suit a bit.
Yeah, I am too. I think other people are as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well this one will do. I mean, I think it'll be a limited run. But likeness is good. And I don't know how many people want an angry Superman.
Right.
But anyway, that's the early render. We also got a Game of Thrones one. I think this one will be incredibly popular.
Yeah.
If they get it right, it sure will.
If they get it right. I think this one will be incredible.
Looks
I
good
hope
there.
she's hard to catch.
That looks like a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
she
start.
looks, I think, better from the front there. But again, I think it'll depend on her eyes and how they look. But we'll see. So I think, again, that'll be a popular piece. We also had a great, I think
That's
that looks
amazing.
tremendous of Arnold.
Yeah.
Looks like a photo of him.
Dang.
So that piece, and I don't know how popular older Arnold not Transformer, but
Terminator.
Terminator. I don't know how popular that version of him is, but I think obviously their first piece was unlicensed. I think never. That was clean. So I think this will do well.
Yeah, the arm will sell it, I think.
Yeah. I think so too.
It's a nice touch.
That's cool.
It's a really nice touch.
And then of course they have announced the Anne Hathaway Catwoman. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should pick this up?
Oh, sure. Why not?
I mean, don't you think the likeness is perfect, or at least perfect?
You already have her on
Yeah.
the bike. How many Anne Hathaways are you gonna have?
I mean, I'm blown away by it, and I don't even like Anne Hathaway. But I think that's incredible. I mean, I like this better than the bike.
That's the thing, is if I get this, should I keep the bike too or not?
I think
don't
I'd keep the bike and skip this.
Yeah, I would too, but
Yeah.
just me.
I can't wait to see Zoe Kravitz. I think she's just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah. And she's got like so many different looks. Like she has different wigs
Yeah.
on in the movie. So you could do a lot of different things with her, I think. But it'll just depend on how popular she is as a Catwoman.
She looks straight out of the comics, like all the comics that are out right now.
I like the mask.
Yeah, I think it's very well done.
Mm.
I still think I don't know, that angle doesn't look as good to me. But
That's
I
pretty solid. That almost looks like a photograph.
I wouldn't display her without the mask anyway. But
That's crazy.
I know some people have thought that the hand pose is weird, but it's meant to be like she's flipping up her mask.
Yeah.
So the goggles come completely down over the eyes too.
They can, yes, just like that.
I think we discussed it. I thought she was talking into her earpiece in her ear.
Yeah,
No,
it's kind of,
and there is an earpiece in that in the movie.
Yeah.
So it could be an earpiece. It could be her flipping it down. So it makes sense. It doesn't make sense when she doesn't have a mask on.
Yeah, if you don't have it on, then it's
You could put like a cell phone in her hand or something if you wanted to.
That's what it looks like.
That's
Maybe like a banana would be
some
funny.
AirPods in her ear.
Yeah, well, you can be creative and make it funny.
a can of V8.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So like this, it's funny they just keep showing her that way. It doesn't make any sense. And apparently, I said that I didn't think the base lit up, but apparently it does. So
That's cool.
so that's kind of neat. But and I like the city effect. I think it's kind of a neat, clever base. But so I'm still debating whether I want to spend that money. But I do think
Is the suit fabric or is that sculpted?
it's sculpted. I think. I think she's fully sculpted except for her face and her hair and her goggles.
Okay.
So we'll move on from her. We got a tease of a new Magneto from XM. I think, is this quarter scale, guys? I can't remember.
Or is it the big one?
Probably.
I think this is the quarter. It's not the Legendary Beast one, I don't think.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a tease from Mang Sang.
Just the back of it.
Just the back. That's all we get
Okay.
so far. Let's switch gears to another great piece. Again, this is from J&D. They are selling it Batman, and then this combo set. Again, it feels like this has been out for a while, but we haven't talked about it here on the show. So what do you guys think of the concept of the two Batman, the duality here going on, and what do you think of the face sculpts here?
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. Personally, I wouldn't want a statue of just Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, but I'd rather go back to with that bust where you had the Christian Bale portrait and he's like all suited up and he's just holding the mask.
I mean, we never get a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So I do like the idea of the concept.
But it's a movie piece. In the end, it's just Christian Bale in a suit.
Yep, it's Christian Bale in a suit.
But I like the concept of the two together.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really neat.
I do agree that he looks a little bit too old.
Yeah, he looks, I don't know. I mean, I think he looks like Christian Bale 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his skin's better than that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it just looks wrinkled and too textured.
He was pretty young in those movies.
He was. And I think that he was supposed to be older in Dark Knight Rises, obviously. But this is a Dark Knight version anyway. But I just feel like if they maybe smoothed his skin out, it would look better.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's all these bumps here. It's it's just too bumpy.
Yep.
But I do think that, again, Dan and I are very happy with our Queen Studios. I do think this mouth is way more accurate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it definitely looks like a photograph to me of Bale. But I mean, how much was this? This was it nearly? I mean, was it nearly $3,000 or $2,500?
Yeah. Wasn't it 32 or 35 for both?
I think so. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do think that this is
could
more
get that
accurate.
Shark on the boat.
That's right. I do think that this is more accurate than the Queen Studios piece, but again, it's a lot more expensive.
That looks good.
yeah, I think the pose is very similar. Obviously, you can swap out the heads, which is
I do
cool.
like the queen base much better too, Chris.
Queen base is way better. I mean, the nice thing about these, I will say that these are simplistic and they don't take up a lot of room, which
They'll
is
match
nice.
if you have all of them.
Yeah, they do all match. But yeah, I do prefer the Queen Studios base very, very much. But again, it's an impressive piece. And again, this concept is what I love. I love the two together.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just think that this is
I
something
think
definitely.
if I got them, I would put them back to back, or
Oh, that'd be
turn
cool.
them a little.
That'd be neat. I don't know if you can do that or not with the foot pegs, but it's
Well,
definitely
she just
would,
turned the whole thing, but
yeah. It's a neat concept.
I was gonna say, I wish they would sell the bus separate, like the way Prime One does.
I did too. I was really hoping for like that,
Yeah.
or at least like this one.
Although I don't know how many buses I can have. I don't even know what I'm doing with half of the buses I have on order.
Yeah, I hear that. So anyway, that's out from J&D. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with those. Let's talk about this guy right here. So everything that we had seen prior to when we talked about this before were renders. And now we actually got to see like real paint, real size. This is the White Knight Sean Murphy from XM Studios quarter scale. Where are you guys at with this piece?
Love it.
It's freaking
I
cool.
love it. I
It's-
wish I could get it.
It's really cool. I love it.
So, Chris, here's a real world effect on a collector's decision,
Oh, wow.
or potential effect, I should say.
Okay.
So, one thing that I'm considering doing very strongly is canceling the Arkham City Harley to buy this.
Wow.
And I really like that Arkham City Harley. When
And I know how much you like that.
Yep.
Which
And I am
Harley is
serious.
that?
That's the
Is
one
that
on the
the-
chair.
Oh yeah, I'd cancel her in a heartbeat if I.
Oh yeah.
Just
Because I
the-
don't-
The
That's
cape alone is
all
they're
impressive.
going to
take.
deliver. I don't trust they're going to deliver. And I
Oh,
know
that's strong words right there.
Yep.
You don't trust who will deliver.
Prime One.
I don't know. They did good on that rebirth portrait on her.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
pre-order.
Took them
For
3
me-
years though, but
it just seems like, and you know, Jeff Morris, you were talking about the number of mistakes recently. I don't like how they're
Yeah.
not communicating with us about it.
And then they want to ignore it.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's just there are good options out there. You know, Jeff
Yeah.
Morris also said, you know, there are other addictions or whatever. Well, there's also other statue companies, and I think XM, from a consistency standpoint, for me at least, is I don't know. I think they're the best out there, to be honest with you.
I think that this in time will rival that Ghost Rider on the motorcycle.
They very well could.
I have a
Yep.
collector right now that's reached out to me, and they said that they ordered this through a person in the community that's well known.
Mm-hmm.
And this person is based overseas, and that they were wanting to sell their pre-order through him at a discount to me, like $300 off.
Yep.
And I'm really trying to figure out if I should do it or not.
If you don't, switch them over to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm that close. Like, I'm real close. And it's between the trust factor and what's been going on with Prime One lately, how good this piece is, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It just starts to tip the scales. And you need a lot of space for this. And I know it's wider than the Harley, of course, but the Harley is no little petite thing either.
No, she's round, which is hard to
2 feet
display too.
around.
Yeah.
So, there you go. There's a real world effect on Prime One's pocketbook. I
And
know.
then when you think about if you cancel the Heath Ledger Joker and bust,
Yeah.
that's almost paid for it.
That
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
The problem with the Heath Ledger one, and I'm sure I'm not the only one like this. I know Chris shares these sentiments, where it's just one of my favorite characters. I just hate to cancel.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. And I mean, look at it. You guys have got how many other things ordered? That's all
Yeah.
I have ordered. I am like
Yeah.
heartbroken over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
sick.
like I'm hoping that I love it. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I love it and it's good enough for you to keep it.
Yeah.
Because I am hoping that you guys get that piece because I know how much we've all been excited for it.
Yep.
But this piece I do feel like is special. Again, I don't have a big connection necessarily to the story, but I love the art here. I love what XM has done. I do agree with Jeff. I think this piece could become, a quote unquote grail type piece. It's expensive. Yes, it is a space eater, but again, I just think it's really, really well done.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up with the McFarlane Toys version of this. They do have one, but
Do they? I'm gonna have to look that up.
I feel like here lately, again, I've been a big Prime 1 guy forever, and I still am. But like looking at my collection and how I pared it down, like it's bare bones right now. Because I've sold so many statues to kind of start over, and I'm still getting a ton of Prime 1 pieces. But I kind of like the variety. I kind of like I'm looking over there. There's Queen Studios. I'm looking over here. There's Iron Studios. I'm looking right here behind me. That's all Prime 1. I'm looking over there. There's Tweeterhead. Here's XM.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the different pieces of art from the different companies. I really do like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm really willing to again, that's why I'm getting that Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I want to get some variety because again, they're all amazing. And I shouldn't pigeonhole myself into one thing.
yeah. And why not, like I said, there are too many other options out there to accept the mediocrity of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
And-
to just be ignored by it or act all offended when you finally address it on social media.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Shipping will be high on this one.
This thing is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about that. I've heard 2 big boxes.
I would check with our favorite online retailer because there is a shipping quote on there, and it's not as I want to think it was $350.
That's not too bad.
That's
No.
surprising because the XM has shipping quotes for their Asian customers, and it's like 600 SGD, which is like 450 US in Asia.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
look and
terrifying.
get back to you.
I mean, the box size is fairly big.
There's going to be some
It's-
big boxes.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
bike, a big
And
cape.
the weight, yeah.
But it's a great piece, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks awesome.
Yeah, I want this so bad. It looks so perfect on top of my bookshelf, but it's just slightly too big.
30.
I've got a perfect spot for it too.
Eric, time to get a bigger bookshelf.
Yeah, just widen, put a board down and nail it to the shelf, make it wider. It
I
could be
probably
done.
could do that actually.
Let's move on to this. This is this was Infinity Studios also. And these are a half scale statues. This is Legolas. What do you guys think of this piece?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks-
Yep.
Incredible likeness. Now they are offering 2 different versions. This that we're looking at here is a rooted hair silicone head.
Yep.
At half scale, and that angle also. But then we also have a sculpted version. And I don't think it's as good as the other one, but I still think it looks really nice.
Yep.
If you prefer sculpted, obviously this is a sculpted head sculpt versus the silicone. But here is the sculpted versus the rooted hair.
Wow. That rooted hair.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
And you can really
Update
see
on the
difference.
pricing on the shipping is $375 on that.
Okay, if they're able
Mad
to hold true to
dogs.
that, your dog's appreciating it. I like
I
it.
bet that's Eric's dogs.
It
They
might
sound small.
be
Mad and small.
mad and small. That's right.
Mad and small.
But again, you can just really see the difference between the hair and the sculpt.
But the sculpted one looks really cool. It looks more like a statue, but that other one looks scary real.
Yeah.
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 Half
Yeah.
scale.
There's a real life
Yeah,
elf
that-
on the shelf.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But it's
Come to
interesting that
life
they're
and creep
going.
around the house at night.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're going to this half scale. Obviously, like Queen Studios is doing half scale also, and so it's interesting to see them compete. I think this looks just insanely good.
Yep.
Fabric and great detail. But anyway, that's up for pre-order right now. Lots of great detail. This was a new Hot Toys Loki. I know, Jeff, you still collect these from time to time. Is this one that's interesting to you?
It is. I want to think the one that you have the picture of there that has all of these like ton of accessories is like an exclusive to the Asian markets.
Oh,
And it has. I don't know that it's been offered. I haven't seen it anywhere with all of the, other than a bare bones figure.
interesting.
The exclusive one comes with all of this like campaign merchandise, Loki for President, and a T-shirt, and all of these things you see in the picture there.
Well, that'd be nice if they offered it here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, I think the sculpt's good. Definitely tell who it is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Are you guys watching Hawkeye?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it
That's
yet.
a lot of
We're
fun.
going to do it over break.
It is fun.
Yep.
I've heard it gets better as you go.
It's good.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Bryce just
I
got
like
it.
that girl too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haley
she's good.
Steinfeld.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
good. I threw this picture in because you never get to see a lot of Professor Pig, but this was Ryan Brown, who we've had on the channel. A couple, just a great cover with
That's
Scarecrow, and isn't that
Oh,
awesome?
that's really
It
cool.
really is.
Yep.
I would love to see a statue with both of these versions. I
Yeah.
think that would make just a great statue. I don't think we'll ever see a Professor Pig, but I love that.
It goes well together.
Dan, would you buy a Professor Pig?
I would.
I
Yeah,
would. I would.
absolutely.
If it was that pose, I would in an instant.
Oh
I
my
love
God. How awesome
it.
would that
So
be?
creepy. And that Scarecrow, I love the pose with his arms
Yeah.
outstretched like that.
And you know, why do they not just do like a scene where you could have, Scarecrow behind him posed like that, and where you could buy these statues like one every year or so, and make one big scene like that.
That would be
Quarter
amazing.
scale.
Didn't they used to do that?
If they didn't, they should.
I don't know, but I
There was
I would love for them to do that.
Or it was like all in the family Batman, where like you bought
Oh,
a piece
yeah.
and then you bought another piece, and because
Yes.
like I remember
I think
piecing them
DC
together.
Comics did that, or DC
Yes.
Direct.
It was that DC Direct, that Justice League diorama thing they did, where
Yeah.
you could add the different characters if you wanted to.
And they
that
did
was
a
neat.
Batman family too, where they're on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that I have. So
That
that
would-
would be
yeah.
cool for this.
I think that would be awesome.
Oh.
This is another Hot Toys piece that just recently came out. This is their Venom.
The Venom from the first movie was so short ordered and then became incredibly popular that you're $800.
Wow.
Hmm.
Like
Cool,
this
that's cool.
good.
I saw one when I was in Charleston. They got it directly in from Sideshow, slapped $800 on it
Wow.
right off the bat. Because I thought, if it's regular retail, I might buy it.
Yeah, no kidding.
For that much? No.
Yeah. So this obviously made collectors probably real happy then, knowing that there was going to be
Yeah.
a new version. And this one had a lot of accessories and stuff on it.
That half head sculpt really made it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It looks great. It looks just like Tom Hardy. It's real.
That
it's
was
real-
a fun movie. I just watched it.
I haven't seen the second one.
Me either.
It's fun.
Is it
I mean,
worth
it's
it?
Venom. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, a lot of different swap outs here with the different weapons and stuff. So it's a cool piece.
Cool.
So again, if you're a Hot Toy collector, you might be interested in that one.
Woody Harrelson's fun as Carnage.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, me too.
This is a production photo of that Wonder Woman diorama from XM. So it's coming along. I always love these shots. It's always neat to see kind of how they do the process. Give you kind of an idea of paint going on. So not my favorite piece in the world, but
I agree.
It's Wonder Woman love, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
really cool. The
You don't
colors are
get to
bad
see
here.
a lot of her, that many villains all together.
Yeah, and Eric, you got to see this one right at New York.
Yeah, it's really nice in person. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't like the characters better than the Batman Sanity, but I almost
Sure.
like the overall presentation of it better than the Batman Sanity.
yeah.
It's just really cool looking.
I almost bought Sanity last week.
Really?
Yeah, somebody had the smoke one.
See, here it's completely different. I from what I remember, I think her base was white almost. I don't know why it's like yellow here.
Or maybe they just haven't finished, maybe they haven't finished painting it yet, or maybe that's like an undertone or something. But yeah, I almost bought Sanity because they had the smoke version, but then I just kept going back to the size for the price it is and the size it is. I'd rather get the Sean Murphy bat, the bat bike.
Right.
So these are some in-hand photos. We've talked a lot about Joker tonight, but these are the J&D piece. Again, some collectors swear by this and say this is the most accurate, best Joker of all time. I still don't see Ledger as much in this. I still see Ledger more in the Prime 1 piece. And again, I know I'm going to get shunned for that probably, but I still think
I see Ledger more in the Prime 1 piece.
Thank you. Thank you.
The one that I shared the photo in the group that someone had repainted, you can't deny it.
Yep.
When the way they toned all of that down, there was no denying who. So the sculpt is there. It's just with that paint.
I don't see Heath Ledger in this at all. I see maybe William Dafoe.
A young William Dafoe.
I see a young William Dafoe in this. I
agree with that. I think that, like, I showed this to my wife and she's like, who's that supposed to be?
Yeah.
And that's from a non-collector. So I think sometimes we try to justify in our minds that, like, oh, this is the best, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to slight anybody that's picked this up. Again, it still looks amazing to me. I just think it looks phenomenal. But like the guy that I see, and again, this might be weird, but okay, so I don't even know the actor's name, but you know the guy from The Sound of Music? And he's been in a million different things, but like
Christopher Plummer.
Thank you. I see Christopher Plummer as an old man. That's what I see.
Interesting.
That's what I see when I see him. I see Christopher Plummer. I don't know why.
I have to.
I had no idea that these things were that squishy.
Oh, that video I posted.
You saw in the video where the guy was like, and I'm like,
it was.
I would be afraid to mash it around like that.
I know. I couldn't believe he was doing that. Terrifying.
Wow, you're actually, that does look like Christopher Plummer.
Look how full the hair is in the back.
Yes, like super
That's
thick
great hair.
And again, like this is silicone, so this should have been hand punched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of hair.
Considering how much money it was, it should have been hand punched. But I bet it's one of those wigs.
It might have been. It's hard to say. I do like, like one thing that they did well is they actually put the paint into the hair. Which Prime 1 didn't. So like that's a nice touch because that's exactly like it was in the movie. So there are good things here. I think the paint looks really great. I wish this paint was on the Prime 1 piece. I think that would have, it's just a better paint job overall. But I just don't think the sculpt is there for me. But again, congratulations to people that picked it up. Again, this was a pricey piece. But I don't know.
This is going to sound stupid, but I don't like the squishy thing.
It's weird.
It doesn't feel like a statue to me. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. It makes me wonder about, by the time it rots, I'll be dead. But I mean, still.
Yeah. I also didn't love like all the yellowing they did. And I still feel like the lapels, the stitches, like I don't remember there ever being big giant stitches on the lapel. So it's just like little things like that bother me in terms of accuracy. But again, from a distance, it looks good. But
I just can't get over the expression on his face. It just doesn't scream Ledger. But I do agree, Christopher Plummer or William Dafoe for sure.
It is menacing.
It is.
And that's what they were going for. Yeah, I mean they were going for that scene.
Yep.
But again, like I said the other day, is there a perfect Joker? No, there has not been one from any company. I still feel like the closest for me has been the Queen Studios that I own. I think it's very, very good, but I'm sure it even has problems too. I mean, some people say the head's too big on it, so it's. Will we ever see a perfect Joker? Who knows? This one is XM, right? XM.
I think it's XM.
Yeah, this was the quarter scale teaser.
Yeah.
I think she's looking good.
Yep.
So we got to see a little bit of her. We also got in-hand photos. This is from Austin T of his new XM piece, and I think she turned out really nice. What do you guys think of this one? In hand.
It's a weird pose. If you see the whole statue, just the way her legs are at the base. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I don't know if I
It
have.
doesn't look like a pose that any humanoid body could get into if they had bones.
Yeah.
The bend is so like there's
lunging
no
weird.
air between the leg from the knee back.
What do you think of the portrait?
That one I'm not crazy about.
Yeah, me
The one
either.
with the thing on her face looked cool.
I like this one.
Yeah,
that
that
looks
was
good.
Butterfly. Yeah, I think I wish that you could take the butterfly off.
I agree.
Because I do think that's the better portrait. I do think the paints look really nice.
the color's gorgeous.
Yeah, color's
Yeah, it
really
is.
nice. Obviously a lot of detail and really nice texture. I love the boot. It looks like leather, kind of cracked leather throughout the boot. Really nice. But there's the whole pose there.
Boy, if anyone's interested in the old Arkham Knight Harley from that Prime 1 sale, it's $557.
You're kidding.
That's
Yikes.
quite a deal.
Is that
Maybe-
the one with the short dress?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one I had and sold. It's a great piece. I mean, I only sold her because I was getting the Arkham City.
Right.
You thought you were getting one.
Yeah, I was going to say I thought I was. Yeah. Who the hell knows anymore? I don't know. I'm optimistic. So this is another announcement from XM, and this is the King Batman, which I still don't know much about. But this thing looks pretty incredible.
Yeah.
A terrifying base. And I think, Jeff, you were the one that posted this photo today.
Yeah.
Which I had not seen, and I still couldn't find anywhere other than what you posted in our group.
It's
But
crazy.
this base is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
a mess.
understand. I don't understand the base.
Oh,
I
it's
think
those
that-
things that I want to think that they have the Black Lantern rings in this part of the story, and they're bringing all these corpses back to life. And then you've got that tentacle thing.
Yeah, you think
that
this is
new
from like the
Prime
Drowned?
one.
Somehow
I'm
the
not sure if it's
tentacle?
a separate creature from that.
I was
But
trying
you know
to.
that Batman statue where he's on all the corpses and the Robin on the leash.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the Prime 1.
Yeah.
Dark Knights, or
Yeah.
the not
Death Metal.
Death
Death
Metal.
Metal.
Yeah. So
Dark
is this,
Knights for
is this
Death
also
Metal.
from Death Metal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have the one of the Robin Crows kills him and takes
Yep.
his place. If I remember right.
Yep.
So
Becomes Robin King.
Yep.
It's a pretty
Spoiler.
scary concept.
It's
Yeah, there's
awesome.
your
It is so awesome. I'm still like wanting to go back to the storage unit and like reread Dark Knight's Death Metal because it was so amazingly written and just the whole thing. But I remember a lot from that series, but I don't remember this. That's the only thing. I don't remember it.
Well,
I
Dark
don't
Knight's
remember
Metal, Death and Death Metal, two different things, right? So you
Yeah.
could have read
Right.
Dark Knight's
No,
Metal. Death Metal was the new story arc.
This
Right.
is from Death Metal.
The Death
This is
Metal.
the one
This
where
is
you had the Superman with the long hair,
Right.
the Wonder Woman with the chainsaw.
Yep.
Right. And that was cool. I loved that.
Yeah.
But even then I'm still trying to figure out like I don't remember I remember I just don't remember this.
I think they
part
just
here.
brought these corpses back to use as an army. And I don't remember them having, they may have had hoods on them, but I think this is like an artistic take on the idea of it.
And maybe they were just there very briefly also, so it's just like a moment in time. But I think this will be a popular piece. I think it'll look really great.
Yeah.
Look at the one on the right. It's like he's not even having a cowl. It's almost like transforming onto his face.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy right here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's neat. So hopefully we'll see more. So I threw these in. This is from Beast Kingdom. And although I don't think these are the greatest in the world, obviously these are, the likeness is okay. But it's interesting that we're seeing more 89 merch, right?
Yeah.
I think these are 1/12 scale.
I think you're right. I think they're very
They're
tiny.
half of the 1/6 scale, so they'd be like 6 inches tall.
Yeah. So they're tiny. I mean, that's,
Lego figures.
yeah. And so that's why maybe the likeness is not, great.
Mhm.
But I still am excited that obviously we're starting to see companies do these
Mhm.
characters. And so there's a good example of the height there.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Well,
Charlie
it's like that
Chaplin
Riddler.
crossed over with
I
Joker.
think it's opening the door, and it means it's possible now.
Yeah. And that's
So-
exciting. That's really exciting. So we got the Joker and you got Batman. He's got some different accessories, which are cool. Again, I don't feel like the likenesses are perfect on either one. But again, it's just neat to see the licensing being used.
That size of figure is kind of popular because less room, less money.
That's right. Let's move on to Tweeterhead's Flash. This is up for pre-order right now. Some people have loved this, and some people have been kind of underwhelmed a bit by it. Delaney, you're more of our Tweeterhead collector in the group. At least you have been in the past. What do you think of this one?
I like it. I think you have to be accepting of a museum pose Flash as opposed to something that really shows his motion. And you have to be accepting of a Flash that's really jacked.
He is jacked.
Yeah. But the sculpt is phenomenal. It's great if you're okay with the pose.
Yeah. It's kind of an Atlas type pose for sure. Obviously, you can get a classic and the modern, which is cool that they're offering two different versions. Some people
And they're going to change the color of the lightning bolt so that it doesn't match the boots.
Oh, yeah.
Is the color the only difference between the two?
Yes.
There's not like a special piece with one of them, or
Nope.
Interesting.
Same.
it would be cool if it'd been skidding to a stop. That could have been take up less room and not been.
Yeah, that could have been neat. But again, you just don't see a museum pose very often for him. So it does stand out a little bit.
And most of the pieces in that line are museum poses, so that does make sense.
Yeah, it does. So I still think it looks good. I think the sculpt is really well done. Again, it does show that next level of sculpt that Tweeterhead has been doing over the last year or so.
Yep.
So congratulations to anybody picking him up. I mean, obviously we did see the unpainted version at Sideshow Con, so we kind of knew what we were getting.
Yep.
So people really shouldn't have been too surprised. But great sculpt there. Good face on him.
Yep.
This one was, oh man.
Weta. That's Weta.
Yeah, Weta. I think this looks phenomenal.
Yep.
And this, they did tease their Nightmare Joker. These are all quarter scale pieces. And again, we haven't really seen them produced yet, but I mean, look at the likeness on that. That is phenomenal.
It is.
So I'm really excited to see what they do with this piece. I think people love the Nightmare Batman. And so I think this piece specifically will be very, very popular.
I agree.
So congratulations to Weta on just an incredible sculpt. Again, I'm excited to see the front, but I mean, that looks like the Infinity Studios chin, or if not better.
Yeah.
It looks just like Affleck. So that's really impressive.
I think they said full reveal in January.
Oh, great.
Okay.
That's awesome. This was the better reveal. We did see a silhouette not too long ago, but this is the quarter scale. Pardon me, the quarter scale Catwoman from XM. I'm anxious to see more, but what do you guys think of the teaser?
Looks good.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there another picture? I feel like this one wasn't. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah.
So this was the sort of semi-painted, the portrait basically.
That's a good
Again,
start.
Yeah, it's a good start. Obviously, I think she's going to have the longer hair, kind of that, maybe even that purple Catwoman, potentially, because this is kind of that purple Catwoman look. I could be wrong, and I think that's why they left off this being painted yet. Maybe they would do a black and a purple. I'm not sure.
It does look very similar to the purple Sideshow premium format portrait.
Yeah. So it'll be
Do we
interesting
know
to see
what
what
she's
they do.
holding up?
It's a
ring,
giant
right?
diamond ring on her hand.
Yeah, she's like looking at it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, that's exactly what she's doing.
So this and the sculpt of the portrait is the same statue?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Oh,
I see this as being different from,
Yeah, that's a bad photo. The first one. This one.
but
Yeah.
I love the portrait. The not this one.
I think somebody.
The
I
other-
don't
the
know
actual-
if I did, but somebody brightened it up.
Oh,
But
one who did that. Eric is the man. He does such a good
But
job.
I think that's pretty. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we
I
obviously
think
Is
don't
her
see
outfit purple and black or just purple?
purple
Like
with
the
usually like
70s
black
purple?
boots.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like black boots, black gloves, but the suit is purple. So I'm anxious to see what they do with this line. Obviously, we haven't seen like a full reveal of any of the Batman characters yet, except for the Dark Knight Returns one. But I'm excited. I'm actually nervous. Like I've said, I'm nervous. I'm going to love these. So we'll see. We'll see. This is an in-hand photo of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker bust. I think this looks good, but I still feel like the likeness is a bit of a downgrade. What do you guys think? Do you guys still see it, or do you guys feel like it changed a bit?
Change.
Ah, I see it.
Still great detail with the bust, or the story back here behind.
That looks like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that does.
That
That
looks
does.
really good.
I feel like his eyes are open too wide for Joaquin Phoenix.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I wonder
Prototype-
if it's.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see. I'm hoping to see this in hand at some point. But I don't know. I feel like it's a little tiny bit off of what we saw. But again, all of these look a little different. But like some of these, I think look better than. I don't know. Like this one, I feel like looks off, but this one looks on to me. I don't know.
Maybe it's either the angle, the lighting, or the wrinkle.
It could be, and I think it's also the hair. I think sometimes like
Yeah.
the hair looks different in all of these. So I think depending on how it's styled, I think like this one's too slicked back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just have to kind of play with it. But I still think it looks good. It's one I definitely would love to add to the collection. I do like this one a lot. But again, it's weird if you have ones with arms and this one doesn't. It's weird. I feel like you either have to have one or the other. Let's talk about Nightcrawler. What do you guys
That's
think?
a win right there.
Yeah.
Anybody order this one?
I probably will. They're going to sell a boatload of these.
Yeah, because he's never done.
Yep.
I mean, there's customs out there.
And it's Harbottle.
Yeah, it's Harbottle. Always does just a great job. It's very dynamic, beautiful colors, and they finally delivered. I mean, people have been. This is one of those characters like Two-Face, like Penguin, like Ra's al Ghul, like all these characters that we've been asking for. Guess what? Sideshow made them. I mean, they finally did.
Yep.
And this is a piece that's not without controversy. I mean, a lot of people didn't think that they would ever make him because of issues with his character. But I think they did a phenomenal job here.
Yeah.
Some people didn't love the swords. They didn't think it made as much sense with the exclusive. I don't know the character enough.
Where's
He's
Nightcrawler from?
a swashbuckling character, so it's good to have the option, though.
And I think the swords look cool. I think it definitely adds some dynamic storytelling here.
Yep.
I guess you could just put one sword in at a time if you wanted to do that too.
Yep.
That's very
Absolutely.
true.
You've got some options.
Yep. But cool piece from Sideshow. I think this is a big hit for them.
So one more thing about that XM Catwoman. apparently it's the Mark Brooks Catwoman.
Oh, that's right.
So it'll be the black costume.
Okay. Well, that's I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. That's a good point. But maybe they'll do a variant.
You never know.
You never know. Although, does XM ever do variants? I can't think of any.
I can't either.
So maybe not then.
Will they do it a month later? Like,
oh, I love it. I love it. So anyway, that's the Nightcrawler, and again, a great piece from. I love the smoke effect. It looks beautiful.
It's going to bring a lot of color to any collection.
yeah,
For sure.
Colors are great.
Yeah,
I
great
like
piece.
The Sentinel hand.
Yeah, it looks good.
The one that the
I don't love
Wolverine
that
was on
seam.
was great.
Yeah, I don't love that seam right there, but that's my only nitpick.
Yeah, I think it's going to key in kind of like the Flash, where part of the base will be attached to his foot.
Yeah, I think all of this whole cloud
Yeah.
thing is all part of his body.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree, which is okay.
Yep.
This is another piece that is now up for pre-order. Still not at Sideshow. I still have not pre-ordered this. I am more likely to get this. I keep hoping they'll show us a Hush Catwoman. But what do you guys think of this? And do you guys think I should order it?
Yes.
Okay, I got a vote. Yes for.
I wasn't a fan of the suit during the reveal, but it's grown on me. I just really like the piece overall.
Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. Very similar to what Eric just said. She's kind of grown on me a bit. Problem is these statues are so expensive now. They've grown on me is not good enough
Right.
to
Yeah.
make it into my collection.
Yeah.
You know, just isn't. Like that looks pretty good right there.
Looks great.
You know? But I'm looking at XM's Samurai Catwoman on the motorcycle, and it blows this away to me, right?
Right.
But I mean, I don't have to have it to go with my Bermejo Joker. I'm not building a Bermejo, collection. She looks good, and I'm happy for anybody who is building that Bermejo collection. It's not that she looks bad; she just doesn't look good enough to me.
Right.
This one
And
kind of
like-
falls in line with the new Batman movie coming out too. They revealed her suit, so it's not like as textured as this one, but it's not as smooth and shiny
Right.
as a normal
Yeah.
Catwoman suit. It has
Right.
like a little bit
And
of texture.
in this movie, they've said that she's not Catwoman. She might turn into Catwoman by the end, but she's not Catwoman during the film. So it'll be interesting to see the take on that. And with this one, I'm kind of right now. I'm to the point where I really want a third scale Catwoman since I sold my Arkham one, and I think that this is one that I could be happy with for a while until they would make a Hush one.
Yeah.
If that's the case. If it's your settle piece, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it's my subtle piece.
The
Yeah,
in between piece.
But what is it, like a $1,200 or $1,300 settle piece?
it is.
I don't know. I mean, she looks great. The suit almost kind of, a couple of more little modifications and be like a steampunk Catwoman.
Yeah.
A couple of pieces of brass, and then you've got it.
Yeah, you're right.
That'd be
she
kinda
does
cool.
look cool.
It's different.
I'm not
But
crazy
it's
about her eyebrows.
it's always telling to me when I don't order something right away.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that this is one of those ones that I'm like, I still haven't ordered it. I still haven't done it. I think I don't know. I feel like I'm more likely to order this than the Anne Hathaway bust,
Okay.
which is weird. But I don't know.
I
I'm with
would
you on
do
that.
that. I would. Now this is the BSC advice. I think I would do that. Order this over that Anne Hathaway bust because you've gone back and forth so many times on the bust collecting.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I would lean statue.
Yeah, and I don't go back and forth on third scale.
And
Exactly.
you don't have a third scale
Yeah.
Catwoman.
But I am worried that I'm going to want the bust and it's going to be sold out.
Well,
Although, like you look at Sideshow, I mean, they still have Aquaman, they still have Mira, they still have, I think Harley is on wait list, but all the other ones they still have available because they're $4,000.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Anyway.
with this comment on the chat says she don't look like a $1,300 piece to me either.
I agree.
I wish she was more like 11.
I'm not loving that face. That Catwoman, the face has got to be
That one,
speaking
that
to
one,
me.
or this one, or
Yeah,
any
kinda
of
like
them.
Any
that
of them.
The
Any of
winking,
them.
the winking face reminds me of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Prime One loves to do the winking portrait. Like I don't know, I like this one,
Yeah,
Me
me
too.
too.
And with I like the headless, the maskless one too.
and this one's
Headless.
grown on me too.
The headless.
Yeah, the
I
headless.
like the headless one
That'd
too.
be a whole
Yeah,
different
well,
Like the
statue.
one
you
without
know.
the head.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a whole different statue.
You might.
I don't love the goggles down one as much, and that's the
I
regular.
feel like it takes too much of her face when you have that. I can't look at this, her hat, without thinking of those hats that had the big flaps on the side.
They're
that
like
have
motorcycle
fur.
hats.
Yeah.
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 I know what it is. You know what it is,
Mayo
Chris?
Stella.
This is to me, and I wonder if this is what you're seeing as well. This portrait is the least cute of the port. To me, Catwoman's not cute, right?
No.
Catwoman is seductive, and like that, she looks a little too cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
She looks like a college student.
Yeah, kind of exactly.
That
Yeah.
one right there matches the pose. It's like an action pose. Like she's
Yeah.
literally about to put down her goggles and probably like
Right.
jump off the roof or
I
something.
do.
I like the
I
story
do.
behind it.
I do wish that this was the regular. However, the problem is that so she's got the backpack full of jewels and stuff because she's holding it. When you have this portrait, which is my favorite, she's doing her goggles and she's not holding the backpack. So you take the backpack off. So you do lose some of the storytelling element.
Right.
Hold on. Can you go
with the
back one?
portrait.
I just noticed the cat on the base.
Yeah, there's the. I don't know if I have
The
And
it.
it's a
tabby,
yellow
the orange
cat.
tabby.
I don't know if I like the
orange
giant orange cat on the base.
Garfield's on the base.
Yeah,
Let's
and
see.
you can remove that cat. But I mean, there's the portraits right there. So I don't know. We'll move on. So I'm still deciding.
You're having trouble moving on there, Chris. Oh, there you go.
I got a lot of pictures. Let's move on to the Riddler, guys. They did a Riddler. Somebody did a Riddler.
Mhm.
And you can put them in your pocket.
You can put him in your pocket. Pinch
On
his
the
little
go.
cheek, and it's really cute. But yeah, this is one.
It's a
scale.
start.
It's a start.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's a start.
start. We've been how
Like-
long? How long have we wanted it? We
So
got
let's-
it.
Let's pretend.
It looks good though.
He froze.
Oh no.
He said, "Let's pretend," and
Yeah.
then he froze.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm pretending.
The portrait looks good. though. I don't know.
I'm betting that we're pretending it's quarter scale.
Or 1/3, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be too big if it's 1/3. I don't want a 1/3 chair.
It looks really good though.
It does.
does.
It almost looks like
Really
that
good.
translucent resin type skin.
Am I back?
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pretended. It was
Oh,
great. You missed it.
And I
You
could hear
stopped
what you guys were
mid-pretend.
saying. Yeah, I could hear what you were saying. And yes, let's pretend for a second that it's quarter scale.
There you go.
You were exactly right. What would you guys think?
Looks great.
I like it.
Quarter scale would be fun. 1/3 too big.
Let me see if I can get back to it. Hold on just a second. Okay, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah, I think quarter scale would be, the chair would be too big at third scale.
Do any of you guys have 1/10 in your collection?
No.
No.
Well, no, I do. I have the Batmobile.
You have the Batmobile, right? So and it comes with the Batman.
Yeah.
So that would be in scale with the size of the Riddler himself here.
Yep.
How
Yeah.
big is that?
Not big. It's the
Yeah,
size
they're
of an
not
action
very
figure.
big.
It's the size of an action figure.
It's done
That's
well for what
nothing.
it is.
Seeing him in the seeing him in pictures, and then seeing him in the store, and I think, wow, that's really small.
It's
Yeah.
really small.
And it, taxing out the door your $200, and it's like,
I mean, it's 7.4 inches high.
Jeez.
That's pretty short.
I mean, there's
yeah,
a guy.
that's half a hot toy.
Height of
This
my
I
phone.
think is a female holding this.
Yeah.
So it's tiny.
But it's a start.
It's a start. And so I'm very optimistic that, again, I was really encouraging people to buy this because I think if it does
Mhm.
well,
So if this was quarter scale, would you like it?
I do like it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I 100% love it as a quarter scale. If it was quarter scale,
I like it. I would prefer more of like a Jim Lee, again, with the bowler hat on his head, looking back with his, cane over his shoulder. I would love something like that. But I like the concept here. I think it's fun. I think it's very Riddler-esque.
It looks
Yeah.
a little more modern version.
And
It's a cool version.
I don't tend to love the 2019 version of Riddler as much, but I do think it looks cool and I like the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just like you said, it's a start. This is another piece from Iron Studios. We had a lot of reveals from them over the last couple weeks. This is the Nightmare Batman. I think it looks okay.
I like it.
I think it looks good. Again, 10 scale. So I think this one will be popular among fans.
Yep.
That version of Batman's very popular.
Very popular. So I think that looks good. Again, look at that. That looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Sideshow did a quarter scale like that, I think it would sell very well.
Yep.
We also had other reveals at their Inside 2 event. This is the Batgirl. I really like this one.
Super cute.
It's
Yeah.
cute,
Mhm.
fun.
That's cool.
Again, very small, 1/10, but still super fun and flirty and cute, I think. We also had a John Constantine,
It's
Yay.
fun.
which is fun. I think that one will be popular as well. Again, cool sculpt.
So don't you think the Constantine time has come now?
I think it's come now. I think
Yeah.
it's here.
So I think all of these kind of the licensing must come around, and then you start getting. So maybe there'll be a quarter scale version.
I'm excited for John Constantine. I can't wait to order it.
Yeah, I think. Are you talking about the Prime one or this one?
The Prime one.
Yeah.
That Prime one looked crazy good.
Oh,
It's really good.
I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
And
I think it will. I
With
think
that dead man
Yeah.
statue, if you had that with that, then you've got Swamp Thing. You could have the Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Both Swamp Thing and Dead Man are on sale right now at Prime One.
Somebody earlier was asking where you can find that Harley.
You know what? It's weird. If you go to the sale, she's not listed. But if you just search for Harley, she comes up.
On
interesting.
sale.
Yeah.
She's probably still on sale from last year. No one knows.
I don't know a thing about this Superboy, but I like it.
I like it, but he looks a bit old to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an older version of him for sure. And I'm just not familiar with the character, but it's a neat concept. It looks really good.
Isn't that one of the versions of Superman that came back after he was killed?
I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
The story between the two belts.
Well, that was when he had to fill in for a backup singer on Michael Jackson's Bad Tour in 1989 and 1990.
That's hilarious.
Ow!
Seriously, I really want to know what I wasn't making fun of it.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool pose.
But I mean, that's screaming 1990s or 1980s, late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s.
It does. We also got a Wonder Woman, which I think looks really good.
Great. Give me
Good
that
likeness.
in quarter.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be a great quarter scale. This is, again, 10 scale, but I think the likeness is really good for 10 scale.
It's not bad.
Mhm.
Good pose. Good color, good paint. Yeah, look at that. Looks good. That one's up for pre-order, I believe. This one I hate.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Statue nobody asked for.
And I never hate statues. I mean, there's just very, very few. But like, I feel like this one looks bad.
That looks terrible.
It's just
This needed a better pose to sell it because it's dead vision.
Dead Vision. Now, I mean, I feel like, let's see if I got I think I've got a picture here, but I think the likeness is very good.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
No.
No, I got some meh. I got some meh.
Well, I mean, on the color one, the likeness, it really doesn't look that great. Not as good as the Wanda.
This just looks so bad.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sell many of these.
I wonder if they'll even
This
sell
guy
it. All.
reminds me of an alien that would have been on the old Lost in Space TV show.
I can see that. I mean, I think the sculpt looks good. I mean, the anatomy looks good on him.
It does not look like Vision.
It's
in
just
the
so.
face.
I don't
Oh,
see vision in
you
this. I didn't
don't?
know. I know, and I
Not
didn't even
in the
know.
least.
I
This is
didn't know what
Vision's
it
stand-in.
was. I thought it was like Martian man from another universe.
I very much see Bettany here,
Mm-mm.
but obviously I'm in the minority.
I just don't think anybody was looking for this version of Vision.
Mm.
It's just so bland, like in your collection. I just think it'd be
Yeah.
you just don't even look at.
Mm-hmm.
But-
I would have thought a 1/10 scale version of the two of them fighting would have been better.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would have been better. Because this is quarter, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Crazy. We've got a 10 scale Mara. And I thought I think I have an Aquaman picture too.
That
But
looks pretty good.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
The colors
The
look good.
base. The base looks awesome.
Yeah, the colors
I
look
like the
nice.
base.
Her face
Oh,
looks
look at
okay.
the face. She looks
Yeah.
great.
That's not
Yep.
bad.
I like it.
I think
Yeah.
this one is from Aquaman 2, I think.
That makes sense.
They have a quarter scale Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
I
Back
think
to our
it's-
costume again.
This one's not speaking to me too much, but I think the face was
quarter scale?
okay. The
Yeah, it's
quarter,
quarter.
yeah, quarter scale.
Mm.
Yeah, quarter scale. I don't have a lot of pictures of him, but he looks okay.
They're wearing that black suit out.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only one he wore in Justice League.
Yeah.
So if you've got the Justice League license, that's your only option.
Did you know that footage was colorized to black?
Oh, is that right?
He didn't actually wear it. It was colorized.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you said there was an Aquaman?
Yeah, I think I have a picture here in just a minute. Let me see. We had He-Man.
That looks
Base is
good.
cool on that one. That's a 10 scale.
like that.
It's not He-Man. It's what's his name? I can't think. Prince Adam. Right?
Who's that?
It's He-Man, but like when he's not He-Man.
It looks. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good, I think. They also revealed a new 1/3 Prime concept with a Nightmare Batman head.
Ooh.
And obviously a lot of Nightmare things going on in the base. But what do you guys think of this pose?
This is the one that everybody voted on, where they had like a whole contest.
No, that was Queen Studios.
Oh, okay.
Did they come out with the winner on that one yet?
They picked like 3 or 4, yes.
Okay.
But we haven't seen anything since.
Okay.
So
this
is
is
this,
Prime 1.
is this Bruce? Because his shoulders look like Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Sure does.
That's what I was wondering.
This is more of like Vampire Batman. Like this is that Kelly Jones like sort of.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a little wonky to me. I kind of like it, but I kind of
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
I would
so
like
far.
it more if it was Thomas Wayne, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
cool.
not digging those shoulders.
And
Well,
like, didn't we see all the bats with the Hush one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it is a drawing, so I mean, we
Yeah.
don't have an idea yet.
We
so.
don't. But it gives us an idea.
Yeah, it's just if you do you want a 1/3 Nightmare Batman.
Yeah, and it does remind me a little bit. I mean, I've been asking for a David Finch Batman. I love that.
Oh, that
cover
would be
with him
so
kind of,
cool.
and it's kind of like that a little bit with his cape. So I'm anxious to see the progress on this one. We also had this one. I feel like this one is pretty bad in terms of the cape. Like I feel like it just looks.
They should never do fabric capes at 1/10 scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a little bad action figure.
Yeah.
The cape just looks really, really bad. It looks I was gonna say it looks a little better here, but no, it doesn't.
It looks like a bath towel.
It
It
does.
does.
It just looks bad. I think the statue itself looks good though.
Yeah.
The sculpt is really nice. If they could just figure out, I think it would just be better just to do a sculpted cape here.
Yeah.
But base is cool. I like it. It's neat. Again, like they said, prototype, not final. So we'll see. They also announced they're going to do a scarecrow. So that'll be neat.
Nice.
In 10 scale. Here's the Aquaman, Jeff.
Okay.
So it's cool.
Mhm.
I like the water effect that they did, the kind of
No,
dripping
it's
down the
cool.
rocks. But
They have a comic book Aquaman that looks killer. That's, I guess, 1/10 scale. It's like a whirlpool of water.
oh, I think I did see that one. They do good work. They do good
Yeah.
work. They're doing Lord of the Rings,
Oh, that's fun.
which is fun. And then they also did. I think I've got another Lord of the Rings here. They also are did. This one's already up at Sideshow. This is from Space Jam.
That's cool.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, and they have this one and Daffy Duck too. Daffy Duck Superman. So those are
Yeah,
fun.
I'm gonna need that.
Those are fun. That Dark Side.
That's not Dark Side.
I'm sorry, Steppenwolf. Sorry,
There you go.
Steppenwolf. That one's already up at Sideshow. And then they had a couple more of the Lord of the Rings pieces. Again, I think the likeness is really good.
Yep.
10 scale. Yeah, got him.
That's good too.
So that's good likeness. They've got Peaky Blinders.
Hmm.
So obviously that's my my Scarecrow, my Cillian Murphy
Yeah, there you go.
right there. They're also doing the Loki alligator.
Nice.
So I think that looks fun.
Hmm.
10 scale.
That was the best.
Yeah, it was the best. It was good. Let's see. We'll move on to PCS. PCS has updated their 3rd scale Wolverine portraits. Again, these are renders, but looks a whole hell of a lot better to me.
Yeah, they're improved.
There's that one, and then there's this one.
That's pretty cool.
So I think people overall have been real happy with the improvements. And again, it's a company that listened to feedback.
Yep.
Because the statue is really cool. But anyway, so hopefully we'll get some actual production renders or photos here soon of those. Speaking of production, obviously Nightwing. This is one I'm still considering to add to my collection. I still really like this one. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll be shipping soon.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. I threw in this photo because it shows the J&D next to the Queen Studio. So it's kind of always neat to see these side by side. Here are some production pictures of the Catwoman J&D, and I do think that it's still a little droopy, but I think it looks a lot better than it did. I've also seen some behind-the-scenes photos that I can't share yet, but the likeness is even better than this.
Oh, good.
So if you're a J&D collector, be confident that I think that it'll be one of the best Anne Hathaways on the market. Expensive, but well done. So stay tuned. Ooh, let's talk about this one,
Oh,
Ghost
that's
Rider.
cool.
So this one, again, I don't really, I haven't got a really good pulse from the community whether people wanted this or not. But I think it's awesome looking. What do you guys think about this one?
Bryce liked it,
It's cool.
and he basically said that's a great gift to get him, and he appreciated it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Does he have any connection to like this version of the character? I mean,
He
kind of the country cowboy version.
He really likes that version, and he told me why. We had a discussion about it, and if he wasn't, and it's funny because he wanted to discuss it with you guys if you guys did a review on it, but he's sick in bed. So
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But he really liked it. He loves the Western style. But I think he mentioned something, and Jeff, I think you might know this. Didn't he have like a certain weapon? And so he doesn't remember the chains. I know that because we talked about that. But he thought that there was another weapon in hand that went along with the comic book. Do you remember that?
I don't. I haven't read any of these, so I'm not really sure. On this particular piece, though, I kind of wish that the horse's head was up.
Yeah, I see
I
that.
think that would be.
It does, yeah. Everything gets a little bit lost, even though how great it looks.
It looks like the horse is like coming to a halt.
It took me like a good 10 seconds to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
That's the swap out portrait there. And you can also display it on the torso, which is cool. So you can, swap out the whole torso. I think I like the skull look better than the hat look, but
Mm-hmm.
do you guys think this will reach the grail status that the OG has?
Hard to
I don't
say.
know. I
Hmm.
really don't.
I
I feel like
it.
this is better done as far as like paint goes, but the
Yeah.
bike is so classic.
Dan, what do you think of this one?
I think it's cool. I mean, I have no tie to this, to the character, to this, at least this version of the character, but it looks really well done. I love the level of detail and complexity is really cool.
That's
I
pretty
love
cool
the
right there.
the texture on the
Yeah.
fabric.
Oh, that's great.
It's just a great looking statue. I mean, if you know this storyline and you've got a connection to the character, to me, this is a no brainer.
Yeah, colors are beautiful.
Yep.
And there they are side by
It's
side.
incredible. That's awesome.
Pretty neat. Pretty cool. Let's talk about this. This is the variant. Now, Jeff, you've had this one in hand, at least the color, the red and blue version.
Yeah.
What do you think of the black variant?
I ordered it.
Nice. Congratulations.
I'm a little concerned that we might lose some detail with the black costume. But I like it. And I think that it's the best Superman sculpt ever. My preference is the short hair version on the left. But I think that portrait and just the musculature of the body is better than any other Superman statue I've ever seen.
It's well done. Do you know who sculpted this one?
I think this is Guillermo Barbiero.
I think that's right. That sounds right.
Yeah. Yep.
And I agree. I like the short hair with the curl.
Yeah, but I'm glad we get the options. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Looks good. Well, congratulations on picking that up.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this craziness.
That's awesome.
So we saw this, and this is so neat that they are offering 3 different versions, basically. But you get this little version, which is great detail, $860, which I think is a great price.
That's $6,000 US.
It's $6,875 US
Jeez.
with the base. But wait till you see the size of it.
Wait,
It's
And then
massive.
you also
the base
can do the
$3,000?
same head without the base for $3,075. Now, again, look at the detail. First of all, it's incredible. Again, this is from Queen Studios and Lord of the Rings. So if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, that's why it's $7,000.
That's amazing.
Do you see the guy?
It's freaking
Yeah.
awesome, man.
It is
Big, yeah.
like life size.
Yep.
Is there a side profile?
No.
Oh.
Well,
And the edition size is real small.
that's kind of it said it on there,
That's
the
awesome.
99 pieces. And the ES for the small one is $399. So let me
So it's
show you. So here's the
4,000
small one.
for the base and 3,000 for that.
Yeah. So there's a smaller one, which I still think it looks amazing. It's kind of like a life-size bust size.
Yeah.
And
No
for a
kidding.
life-size bust being $860, like that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then you got this thing. It's as tall as this dude.
I can only
That's
imagine.
big
how
as a
much that's
major
weighing.
Yeah.
appliance,
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like
like
this
a
face.
double refrigerator.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. And I think even like the size of it for that price, I think, if you're a fan, that's not a bad price. But I just think it's cool they offered it in 2 different sizes.
Does it hang on the wall?
It
I
looks
think-
like it.
I think yes, this one you can
Yeah.
hang on the wall
Yep.
if you don't have the base. I think that it said that you could.
Right.
And it obviously has a light up feature as well, which is neat.
It is cool.
It's a neat piece.
Hopefully for that price, it includes some wall hangers.
Yeah, I would hope so. So this was the bust that we were talking about earlier in the show, Queen Studios, and they have pulled the pre-order. They canceled the pre-order and they're retooling it. If anything, I just hope they add another arm with the shield. I think that would be a no-brainer. or lose the other arm.
Yeah.
But I think you can't have Cap without the shield.
Right.
But I mean, look how good the likeness is, though.
Yeah. That's close.
I think it's phenomenal.
And
Cool.
it could be the broken shield too. It doesn't have to be the whole shield.
Yeah,
for
it
this.
doesn't have to be the whole shield. I think that'd be an easy fix.
Of course, if you do the broken shield, you kind of have to battle damage him up a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's true. And he does look like he might have some battle, like on his cheek, kind of looks like
Yeah.
there might be some.
Oh
there.
yeah, right.
You can kind of see some darkening right there. So I think there might be some, but I would maybe like to see just a little bit more because he was pretty banged up.
Well, I think part of his mask was gone at that point.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll see what Queen Studios does. Again, we're having them on early next year, so hopefully we'll get some updates. Speaking of them, they also are doing a life-size Iron Spider.
Look at that thing.
I think it's crazy.
It's cool.
It's neat. It's got like a light-up base. That's neat.
Yeah.
Sculpt looks really great. I mean, I guess you could say it's, it's not real dynamic, but for life size, you don't necessarily need that.
Yep.
The light up eyes. So it's a fun piece. And it's got all the light ups throughout the, throughout the suit.
It's only $7,000.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah, only.
I didn't think it was that bad
Okay.
of a price. Like you're thinking a full size torso from Infinity's over $4.
Yeah.
So $7 didn't seem that bad to me.
Well,
Plus you get-
I've seen they have that life-size Sideshow Iron Man. This is way better, I think, than the Sideshow one. The Sideshow one was more than $7,000, I think.
yeah.
The George Shark was like almost 4,000. So
Yeah, I think this is a great detail, and again, I think it's a better price point overall.
Chris
So,
and Logan in the chat says this will be mine.
Oh wow, Chris and Logan, that's awesome. Well, if you get this, please review it for us because this is an incredible piece, and man, what a centerpiece. That's awesome. I threw these in. This was XM's Cable. They announced the second portrait. Some people have made fun of this portrait. Some people have loved it, and some people haven't. But this is what you're going to get. I like the other one better.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So, anyways, a couple of pictures there. We also had the Apocalypse 10 scale piece. I think this is like $360.
Two versions, right?
It looks cool though.
Yeah. There's two versions. There's the cheaper one.
Yeah, there's this one. This is the deluxe with got like the crazy swap out. So yeah, there's two different versions,
it's cool.
but it looks cool. All right, I think we're winding down. Oh, that's with the size right there. So it's a little bit bigger of a piece. I think this is the last here. This is from Hollywood Studio or Hollywood Collectors Group. Quarter scale Edward Scissorhands.
It's weird. I think this piece has been out for a couple of years,
Oh, really?
but it just magically appeared on Sideshow's site recently.
Okay.
And it's only like $4.95 or something. It's really
Yeah.
affordable.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad price at all, and I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, it's not great Johnny Depp, but
Right.
I think it's a fun piece. I really like the base. The base has got this cool gear
Yeah.
effect. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of neat. And we don't talk about them too often on the channel.
Yep.
But
Cool.
over 250 picks, guys, we just looked through.
You missed one.
What did I miss? You always give me one that I miss every time.
The new Dark Side Collectibles Captain Kirk.
Oh, that did. I just saw that today.
1/3 scale.
That's right. So
We don't know the price yet.
no price, but yeah, that one is hopefully it'll be up for pre-order soon. But I thought it looked pretty decent.
It's a weird choice because they went with classic Trek for Captain Kirk, and they went for one of the movies for Spock.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't
Not sure about
understand
that.
that either.
Yeah,
I guess they're both captains. Yeah.
yeah. And I will give them a shout out. We were talking about companies reaching out, talking about getting a pulse for the collecting community, and Darkseid did reach out to me asking me about Batman characters. Batman characters that people would like to see, and so they're listening to feedback. So that's exciting as well. I know that they obviously are going to be doing the 89 stuff and the 92 stuff, and so I'm very excited to see if maybe they'll do some comic book stuff as well. So that'll be another thing to watch out for. So
They
again,
just gotta watch their pricing.
yeah, I'm still concerned about pricing, and I'm still concerned about level of detail compared to some other companies. But I'm sure that they want to be right there with everybody else. So hopefully, again, they're listening to feedback and they're wanting to improve. And
Right.
so that's exciting to me. I'm always willing to give everybody a fair chance. And if they, 7 years from now, they look the same as they do now, then that might be a different story. But I'm optimistic that they'll do good work. So we'll see.
Yep.
So we've rambled on for nearly 3 hours, guys. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us tonight. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys very much. And again, I'm sorry I froze up earlier. my internet has not been the same down here since I moved my rack. So I don't know. I don't know if it's my internet or what, but hopefully I don't freeze too often. But anyway, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Check out me and Eric. We're going to be unboxing the Batman Who Laughs. So I'm very, very excited about that. And then 1 week from tomorrow night, again, we'll all be here dressed to the T-shirt nines with our bow tie T-shirts. But definitely check us out for the Batsy Awards. Again, you do need to be present for that to win the Poison Ivy exclusive from Tweeterhead and also the Sideshow framed art print. We're going to be giving away both of those live in the chat. All we ask is that you do pay for actual shipping if you are the winner. And so I'm really excited. Again, it's going to be a star-studded event, and some of the results might surprise you guys. It's very, very cool. I'm sending out the letters to the team, and that'll be going out tomorrow. So you guys will be getting that in to open those up. So again, I'm really excited about that, and just excited for the next upcoming week. I have a lot of content on the channel. Jeff Delaney, do you have anything coming up on your channel here soon?
Not soon, no.
Okay, not soon. All right. Well, definitely just keep checking out his channel, and go back and watch all his old videos too. He's got a lot of great content if you haven't watched out the Secret Sanctuary videos recently. So definitely do that. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up the show?
I ordered Bugs Bunny.
You did. You went to
I
Sideshow.
want that
That's cool.
too.
Congratulations. That's awesome. That's nice. Congratulations.
How much is it?
$120.
It's not bad.
It's
And
not
he's
bad
like-
for a 1/10.
He's kind of like he's bigger. I mean, he's a 10th, but he's still like it's a bigger piece. So it looks
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Thanks to Sideshow for my points.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. So yeah, use your points, guys, before your points expire. And
Bryce
again,
won't
some
kill
people,
me.
some people, I've seen a lot of this chatter in the chat recently that the year is ending. All my points are going to go away. That's not how it works. Your points end 1 year from when you get them.
Yep.
So some of your points might go away, but it's not a be all end all. So keep that in mind. I mean, if you want to spend your points and you're using it as an excuse to like order something, go for it. But don't worry, guys. Your points are not going to go away. Some of them might, but not all of them. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, my voice is about gone. I hope everybody has a very, very Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. Again, thank you for making Rogues Gallery Live what it is. Thank you, everybody that continues to tune in every other week. And again, we will be back 1 week from tomorrow night for the Batsies. So please join us, guys. Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you live on the video camera, I guess we'll see each other. Maybe we won't before the Batsies, but I'll definitely see Eric tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys in our chat for sure. But anyway, happy holidays, everybody. And we'll see you next time in the Bat Cave. Merry
deal.
Christmas,
Good
everybody.
night.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.